All good. How y'all doing? Everybody good? Good. We got an excellent lesson prepared by the young gunner YAHU. All good. All praise to the MostHigh. Y'all know how we do though before we get started. Any questions, any concerns, anything on your mind? Y'all know how we do. We don't duck nothing so far away. If not, the brother got a presentation he gonna do. Maybe that's PowerPoint.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like PowerPoint. He got that board over there too, so we'll be doing some describing. You know, a lot of meat. So take your notes, pay attention. You know, ask your questions, and let's get her done.
So before we get started, y'all got any questions? Anything on y'all heart, mind, soul, spirit? Any new news or anything before we get started? Nobody?
Y'all didn't hear nothing last week. Nothing. Come on, man. That thing in the sky yesterday. Yeah, I seen that. We don't go to LA or something, was it? What y'all think that was? Angels. Yeah. What y'all think that was, man? What's going on? Blue beam. Hey, I heard that. Blue beam, Project Blue beam. What was it? You ain't see what was over the sky in LA yesterday? I told y'all ain't see that? It's all over, so you ain't on social media, Big Mike, so. Right. You on social media, you're blowing up. Yeah, you're blowing up all over social media. It was a phenomenon in the sky. You feel me? So that's gonna lead people to say either that's some UFO, Chevys, or the government got something called Project Blue Beam. You know what I'm saying? The youngsters over here know about that. Y'all can research that. You know. But one thing we know about the MostHigh and his chariots, you know, he ain't just showing up and play around. Right. When he come visit, it's a visitation. He coming to, you know, put something down. Yeah, so, I mean, hey, you know, it's definitely expected to be old, though. You feel me? We in the days of wonders and miracles. Believe that. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't gonna do nothing to see more and more. As the days approach and the hour approach. We are in them days, the days of signs, miracles, and wonders. Believe it or not. All right, bro, got something over there. Then I'm coming to you, sister. Go ahead.
I was wondering about the significance of this time in history, in as much as we came into slavery in August of 1619, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so August of 2019 would be the end of our 400 years here in bondage.
So if August the 21st show up, and you still got to go clock in, what do we say? I'm saying like this, what we do, we don't set dates.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying, does that have any significance on things that are going to start happening here in the near future?
I mean, yeah, like we definitely in the days or getting close to our redemption. No doubt, but that's what we leave it at. We're getting close to our redemption. That's right. Everybody put a date on something that always end up becoming what's called a false prophet. You dig? So we don't put dates on nothing, but yeah, when the MostHigh say 400, you won't see 500. You're dealing whole numbers. That's right. 9th hour. That's from 2 p.m. to 2:59 p.m.
Right.
So he deals in whole numbers how he get down. You feel me? So we down here, even though people try to force us to. You feel me? Set a date. Like, we can't fall for that, right? You understand? But yeah, we definitely getting closer and closer to our redemption. Signs in the skies. You understand? Plagues all over the earth. You got Donald Trump in office. Yeah. I mean, come on now. You got the Russian investigation going on. His cabinet snitching on him. There's all type of stuff going on, man. So we definitely close to our redemption, but let's not date yet. Because then the next day comes, then we find false prophets. Right. You feel me? And we can't be there just because we lust to see this heathen go down. Like I want to see him go down too. Like today, but you know, it ain't my agenda. All right, sister. No, she on the phone back there. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead, sister. Yeah.
I just want everybody to know that I'm new here. I did a little research and I met a brother. I used to work with a brother 2 years ago. He told me about this place. So like a lot of stuff that I just need to learn. Okay. I'm like, I want to be born again.
That's what's up, sister. That's what's up, sister. Ask your question. All praise. Well, that's how we get down, sister. You got questions? Ask. And it ain't like you special, it's the Bible that got the answer. So we ain't gonna say, sister, well, I think and feel you ought. No, you ain't gonna hear none of that. You like go to the scripture, and then that way you know how to order your steps according to what thus saith the Lord. Any way we can help you, it's all good. We for your family up here.
I just need all.
That's what's up. That was up. Ask away. It's all good, sister. We here for that. Sister Kim, come on home.
I got a question for Brother YAHU.
For you, for this, that brother right there. That brother.
Yes.
What's up, sir?
Okay. There is a YouTube, I don't know what to call them, I guess, little movies, little shows, YouTube things. This one says the biggest secret ever kept in history revealed, and it's talking about the
Pineal gland.
yeah, pineal gland.
Yeah, pineal.
And the space between opening it up and what we see now before us, that's not
Yeah,
good.
I'm actually finna get into a whole lesson on that called the Karmic energy, talking about all that.
It's what you do.
That's what we finna talk about.
You finna talk about that?
Yeah, everything.
Oh, okay.
You had hard.
I'm a little early.
You all good.
But what was your question though? What was your question
I
though?
wanted to know if this is if that show that's on here, they're showing, you know, they got.
I mean, I ain't watched it, but like what I do is like before I bring forth information to y'all, what I do is first thing I do is I go to the Bible, which is the source, and then I get my out sources, and then I go to the scientists, and then what I do is I line it all up, meditate on it, find more scriptures on it, and then once it makes sense and I can prove it biblically, scientifically, and spiritually, then I bring it forth. So I don't know what method he used to say what he said. Like I might be saying something totally different from his, but I'm gonna back mine up and give all sources to it. So I don't even know what you're watching, to be honest with you. But I'm finna do a presentation on it. You know what I'm saying?
I have seen it. I've seen it on there, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, so, but like what I'm finna give is authentic and it's information from scripture and scientists and it's common sense. So, you know what I'm saying? It'll all line up. But like,
When you get a chance to look at it, if you do look at it, I just told you the name I saved it on so you write down and check it out. But
okay.
It's got all scriptures through it too.
Okay.
For the King James Version.
Okay.
So it could be the same scriptures, I'm not sure.
It's all good. It's all good.
We also got out of town guest in, you know, brother James from the Lily household. I didn't put y'all on the spot, you know.
Look, look, they regulars though, y'all. Regulars. Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Welcome, y'all. So, good.
All right.
All good. All right, we got to go over here. Somebody had to hand up.
Yeah, I need.
Go ahead, Negro. Go ahead and shoot. Shabbat shalom. What it do?
And I'm glad you said what you said, man. It's what the timeline to serve. How we don't put dates on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we don't know exactly what day.
Yeah.
But having said that, bro, I'm visiting these different camps all over. You know, and different camps got different ideas about what the prophecy means. You know, speaking about, you know, Daniel, all of that revelations. You know, trying to figure out when this captivity is going to end. You know what I'm saying? That gives us an idea when, you know, when the Lord is coming back at the same time. So I guess my question is, how do we nail that down, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, somebody that's like me, like I was a Sunday Christian my whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Going to church on Sunday till I was grown.
Right.
Just now coming into the truth about the 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we heard prophecies about the Lord's second coming. And we know it's all fake. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what separates us from them is that we got the truth. We know what's really going to happen.
Right.
As opposed to all them lies and stories and fairy tales we've been told. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, I heard things about them building the temple in Jerusalem right now. Like they got blueprints.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
They figure out where they're going to build the temple and the European Economic Community, they want to bring the Pope over there and have him give a speech. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. You know what I'm saying? So can I say that's part of the prophecy? You know what I'm saying? Can I put that in a timeline and say, okay, well, as soon as the Pope over there and sit down over there and give a speech in the temple site, is
is that when Daddy was talking about, he said the abomination of desolation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can I do that?
Right.
So, because me myself, first, bro, I ain't gonna avoid it. You know what I'm saying? I can't be sure just by reading the book myself. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody that know more than me.
Right.
Kind of like say, okay, this is what we're looking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you see this happen, then this prophecy fulfilled.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we know that we're looking for a wilderness. You know what I'm saying? We know that, hey man, when this happened, it might not be a good idea to try to go cocky into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's coming soon, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This thing is happening with Russia.
It is.
And the Medo-Persia. You know what I'm saying? Things in that book that's actually like happening.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's happening now.
Right.
So I mean, like, it ain't time to be sleeping no more. It's kind of like no. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if it's happening tomorrow, then I need to go to the gym, get my babies together, and grab my brother and be like, hey.
Right. Right. But then, see, so the question would be: is our deliverance based off our own individual movement, or is it based off something supernatural? And until then, we just be obedient. Wait for that divine intervention to happen.
That's right.
It's either like, you know what I'm saying, as soon as I see the Pope and somebody be playing with that. How you know it's the Pope, the Antichrist, and it ain't the leader of Turkey?
Right.
You know, how we know ain't Vladimir Putin? How
That's
we know
right.
Vladimir Trump? You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing, like dealing with prophecy, we have to be careful. We can't force nothing just because something may look like something. You know what I'm saying? We know about the third temple being rebuilt, right? Then we got Donald Trump declaring Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, but they making more noise about this embassy now.
Right.
They about to rebuild an embassy. He's like, well, there's a temple coming too, but why are they making all this noise about rebuilding an embassy in Jerusalem? What if the embassy that's going to be rebuilt look like a temple?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's like dealing with this devil, man. He's so crafty. The best thing we can do is watch for the signs the Master gave us, Matthew 24.
That's right.
Because all we're talking about the abomination of desolation. You understand? So that's the best thing to do is watch for the signs, and all of them be happening at the same time. Diverse earthquakes, famines, wars, rumors of wars. We the age of all that. Water turning to blood. Signs and wonders in the skies. You understand? But and you talking about 12 tribes, we scattered in 4 corners. So to get all 12 tribes on one accord, it ain't going to be on no vote or individual accord. It's going to be on some divine intervention.
That's right.
Just like it went down in Egypt. Even if you're talking about, even if you don't believe we already in some type of wilderness, but there's a wilderness to come, right? Even if you do believe that, that's still, to get there would have to be supernatural. Passports can't be involved, can they? Some of us fellas.
Right.
Can't get no passport.
Right.
Brothers in jail, like can't.
Right.
So it got to be some type of divine intervention. So until then, we be obedient by keeping the commands, keeping the faith, and watching for what He said would come. Really? So in that time, that's how you prepare. Everybody know how you prep. You prep by being obedient to the faith. You understand? And watching for what's to come. That way, when it's time for Israel to be called to wherever the Most High God is being called to, you're ready. You feel me? Fasting, praying off, getting used to going without. Mark of the beast come, that's part of that too. Mark of the beast system, like that. When that come out, we can't go to the grocery store no more. Are you prepped to go 72 hours a week without eating? You feel me? Are we really prepping out? Like we got backpacks set up with waters and canned goods, but are you prepping your children to fast and go without? Are you prepping yourself to go without? Are we really afflicted? Now that's we getting prepped more spiritually than anything. Because our deliverance is going to be spiritual. It's going to be like, oh, okay, like in Jeremiah, we're talking about our deliverance is going to be so mighty, we ain't even going to be talking about Egypt no more. We're going to be like, now the Lord liveth that brought up His children from all 4 corners of that earth, from that north country. So it's going to be so powerful, we won't even be talking about splitting the Red Sea no more, which was divine intervention, right? So this next deliverance is going to be something we can't even fathom. And until then, we prep by being obedient to the command, following the faith, and always praying and watching. He said pray as well as watch, always. That's what we do. Other than that, it's like this heathen so slick, man. You talk about the Pope Francine, that's in there right now, right? Pope Francine, he the one in there now. Then they talk about Donald Trump's son-in-law. What's that boy named? Jared Kushner? Yeah. You feel me? 666 5th Avenue was his address. You feel me? So then he could be one. Then you got the leader of Turkey, Erdogan. He another one everybody talking about. He said he could put his embassy in Jerusalem.
Forget about the royal family.
Yeah, the royal family. See? So it could be anybody. So we don't get caught up in that name, specific names. You feel me? We just be faithful, obedient, and pray and watch. And we ready when we hear that trump. We keep the Feast of Trumpets for that. You feel me? Trumpets gonna be blowing according to Revelation.
That's right.
You feel me? After that last trumpet is when we get gathered. But that ain't no passport agenda. You feel me? It can't be that. If that's the case, most Israel ain't gonna know it.
Sure ain't.
Most of us can't get no passport.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I hope that helps just a little taste. You know what I'm saying? All right, we good though? Everybody good?
I just want to share. I saw a couple of commercials that kind of bothered me in the last week or so, and one of them was that company where they do the holograms. They looking for investors in their company because they say the future's looking bright for them in the hologram industry. They say, we brought you Michael Jackson at Coachella, so invest because this is going to be big in the future. And I was wondering where they was going with that, but the other commercial I saw was that Taco Bell commercial, where they say we're not a secret society, a dude in a robe, and at the end of the commercial they flash at the bottom of the screen, Illuminati. Wow. And so they making a play on it, and they showing it to us all, so you know they saying, hey, we here, you know, they pyramids and the all-seeing eye, all of that, all through the commercial. You can look it up on YouTube. Taco Bell commercial, Illuminati.
Wow. I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, Illuminati.
Yeah, so we in them days, y'all. But bro got a class, bro got an excellent class prep. You know, elevate your mind and your thinking. Let's get her done.
You got anything you want to say, Dan?
No.
Before we get started? All right, so it's called Karmic energy. Y'all know what karma is, right? Yeah. All right, so what's karma then? Hold on, one at a time. I need to hear something from somebody. What goes around comes around, sowing and reaping, right? So what does that mean?
Hold on. One at a time, y'all. Hold on. Everybody out today.
What's up, brother?
We're gonna tandem over there. Go ahead.
What you do to others will come back to you. You steal something from somebody else gonna steal something way more important to you.
Right.
Than that, or it can come back in a different way. It can come back in a way where it can hurt somebody in your family.
Okay.
It can come back in a way where it can take somebody from you.
Right.
Take a leg from you, anything.
So how is this happening though? So say if I do something physical, how do the universe recognize that I just did something and then send it back when this is all done? It's nothing physical after that. So say if I go rob a bank, right? So I rob a bank, right? Between me robbing a bank and the FBI agent coming to my door, none of this is physical. So what is that in between that bring both of these physical components together? You got your hand up.
Because like the MostHigh God spoke justice into existence.
Okay.
He said, if you do this will happen as a consequence. You know what I'm saying? Like when he was gonna get the 10 commandments, right?
Right.
You supposed to obey that. And then he gave you consequences, and he gave you ramifications of what to do with it.
So this is what I'm saying. So is it the Most High that's bringing this karma? This is what I'm saying. What is this non-existent plane that we can't see that's making all this cause and making all this?
It's what God spoke in this.
Okay, so you just said the spirituality, right? All right, so the law and the law of spirit, right?
Mama got something back here.
What you got, Mama? Okay, Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
Mama say, I got my scripture.
You got your scripture.
Why something never happened to these people? This is what the Bible is talking about. Because the sentence is not executed. You think the Lord knows what the sentence is.
Right, and I get that, Mama. Right.
It's the Lord is going to come.
Right, but my question originally still stands though. What is this energy though? What is this energy that we can't see? This supernatural. What is that though? We understand we saying supernatural, but how is it connected to physical beings like us, or is we physical beings? All right, there go the answer. So let's get to the scripture then. All right, we're gonna start off in Galatians 6. Galatians 6, we're gonna read 1 through 7. And what y'all really that we are spiritual beings. So we're going to read the scripture, then we're going to prove that we are spiritual beings. Nothing is physical. Only thing that you think is physical is energy moving so fast that it looks like it's solidified to you, but it's not. So when you do something, you're putting out this energy, but it's called a dome effect. Whatever you put out, it recycles. This is where you get the word ark from. You know what I'm saying? Hence, Ark of the Covenant, the vault. It hits off this dome effect that we have inside of this globe we stand in, and it goes right back into you. So this is how energy looks. It comes from it's some of these portals, some of these vortexes in your body. It goes out and emits right back in. It goes out and emits right back in. That's why they say be careful what you say. Every idle word in judgment will be weighed in judgment. You put out what you get back. Galatians 6.
What we read? Verse what?
We're gonna do 1 through 7. 1 through 7. Can y'all see this on the board?
Hey, we're gonna go down to 9.
Yeah, we can go down to 9. Okay. Look, now if you actually go to the scientists, they approve that this field exists right here. This actually exists. Whatever you put out, it comes from within you and it goes out, and this is what they call the arc, or what they call an arch, right? And it hits and it goes back down and go right back up into your gland, YAHU. So these are your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you put out literally goes out and come back in. Your heart, whatever emotions you put out, literally go out and come back in. Down to your solar plex. If you're hungry, that's how you eat. You put it out that you're hungry, your senses get activated, it goes back in. You walk and you go get you some food to eat. Same thing with your sexual organs. When you get so-called horny, what you do? You go look for some tail. I mean, am I lying? That's how it happens. But all of this is missed though. Look, all of this is spiritual though. None of this is physical. And this is what they call it. They call it electromagnetic spectrum. Y'all know what electric mean? Anybody know what electric mean? We use it a lot. I bet you don't. Nobody know the definition of electric. Not you, Zed. Anybody know what electric mean? To convey energy. So what do that mean though? How do you convey energy? To transfer energy, right? So that's electric. So what is energy? Energy is power. Is what? Energy is light. Write this down, y'all. Write down photon. P-H-O-T-O-N.
P-H-O?
Huh?
Yeah, like photo.
Like photon. Just like photo, because how you able to take images and pictures is because of light.
Right.
Same exact thing. That's what electric means. And all magnetic mean, a magnet is something that pulls in electricity. So this is called electrical magnetic field. Your brain have one. It's in the central nerve system of your brain. Your heart have one. Your actual gut have one. And your genital areas have one. Anywhere you have a gland in your body, your thyroid glands, all of these have electroconductors or photons, meaning it emit lights. Anytime you feel any type of motion and you put out a type of motion, whatever light rings off, that's the way you feel. So say if you're feeling lustful, guess what aura is going to be? It's going to be red. You know what I'm saying? That's the electromagnetic spectrum. Say if it's something intuitive, it's going to be purple. That's the electromagnetic spectrum. See, it don't show in us because we melanated beings, or we call carbon beings, right? But you see it a lot amongst Caucasians. When they get real mad, they turn red because they don't have this melanin to cover up that hue that's emitting out of their skin. Right. Or if they get sick, they get real blackish, purplish. You know what I'm saying? If they get happy, they have a green tarnish look to them. We give off this same thing. You just can't see it unless we are directly inside of the sun. Right. Huh? Yeah, that's exactly how moon rings work. That's exactly how moon ring work. Everybody think that's like, you know what I'm saying, fake and it's a lie, but that's actually real. They use it. All a moon ring is a electromagnetic field. It's magnetic. Get a moon ring and put it to something that have another, it's gonna either connect to it or bounce off. And this is where the word magnet comes from. If you look up the actual etymology word, it comes from magtos or magnios. And if you look up the actual word to it, it says amber. Amber comes from the amber stone. Right. So it's the stone, and you have these same stones inside of your body. That's why when these stones get cluttered up somewhere, or if they get too much salt on them, they call them gallbladder stones or pancreas stones. This is where these stones come from. You have all this stuff inside of you. You know what I'm saying? So this is how this karma works. Whatever you think, it goes out. Whatever you feel, it goes out and come back in. Whatever you think about goes out and come back in. Now, peep what this says. It says the heart is about 100,000 times stronger. What it say? Electrically, and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than what?
The brain.
The brain. This is scientifically proven. Scientifically proven. So most of the time, your thoughts is not even why you going through what you're going through. It's your feelings. It's how you feel about certain things. Meaning you can be like, hey, shalom, brother, peace, and give me a hug. But if you feeling in your heart like I hate this nigga, and you wonder why you sick all the time, was that your thoughts, or was that your feelings is why you feeling this effect? So look, what's crazy thing is 2,000 years ago, Christ spoke about this, but he had to basically dumb it down to us and put it in a perspective where we can understand it. But now we have this new age of information where we can go back to the scriptures and read it like, dang, that's what the master was teaching the whole entire time. That's what he mean by sowing and reaping. He had to put it into a farmer's perspective because we were farmers. Just like if we was fishermen, he would have said, if you put your hook in the water, you might catch a fish. What's the difference between sowing and reaping and fishing? It's nothing. So the whole time he was talking about your body, your physical body and your spiritual body, trying to show us that we were spiritual beings, and whatever we think, spiritual things happen once we think and we act and move. And we finna go through it, and I'm gonna do a whole presentation and showing that. And it'll blow your mind how deep it is. Once you really start looking at the scriptures for what he was really saying, it's mind blowing. So let's get it. We're gonna start in Galatians 6, 1 through 9, like brother said.
1 through 9. Or you get back what you put out.
Get back what you put out.
Or send it and receive.
Yes.
Same type thing. All your computers work the same way too. Signal, send it and receive. All right, Galatians chapter 6. Galatians chapter 6, I'm going to start at verse 1. Everybody there, we good? Galatians 6 and 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual.
What did it say?
Ye which are spiritual.
Why I always go back to there? Ye which are spiritual.
That's right.
Which is everybody is spiritual. So he's saying you which knows and understand and have recognized that you are a spiritual being. That you ain't on your animalistic nature stuff no more. Right? Come on.
Restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
So it says if you see somebody going off fleshly, since you are a spiritual being and you are recognized as a spiritual being that's in you, it says restore them in the spirit. So when you restore somebody in the spirit, what was attached to it? Meekness, which is love, gentleness. So these are the fruits of the spirit. Now, a lot of people look up, think flesh and think physical, and it's not. Because remember, you're a spiritual being. Or they think carnality and think physical, which it is not. If you look up the word carnality and go to your Bible, it says the fleshly nature of the mind. So it's still the mind. It still is this spiritual perspective. It's just you using it to manipulate what you think is physical things to fulfill your lust. But remember, all of these things are in the mind. So if you thinking fleshly, you thinking it with what? Your mind.
That's right.
Huh?
That's right.
Well, same thing with sex. We thinking sex fulfills the body. You're not humping to fulfill your body. That is an energy that you're trying to get. And these energies are electromagnetic. Everything you do is to feed your spirit. Now, which spirit you feeding? That's the question. You either feeding your carnal spirit, which we call fleshly nature, or you feeding the spirit from the heaven, which we call the Christ conscious or the God mind. So the moment we actually get outside of our bodies and realize that this body is only a vehicle, then we can think about that. I was talking to the brothers when we was out of town. Like, we need to start realizing that we're inside of our bodies and our bodies is not inside of us. You know what I'm saying? Because we wouldn't be so subjected to this, what I'm talking about now, or to pain. Like if you hit your body, somebody smack you right now, you'd be like, damn, you smacked me. No, he didn't smack you, he smacked your body. Sounds crazy, but I'm serious.
Yeah.
So once you come to this ideology and you actually start really realizing that you are not your body, now you're not subjective to pain no more. Now you have something when Molly say he got all the time. I have thick skin. Certain things bounce off you. You're like, oh, okay. She said, what? Oh, she said I'm ugly. She ain't say I was ugly. She said my body was ugly. It's my body. It ain't me. I'm somewhere else operating this vehicle.
Right.
Why we don't think like that though?
Right.
And this is scientifically and spiritually proven. We can read this in scripture that you are not your body. You use your body to experience consciousness. That's all you do. You are conscious. You need a vehicle to experience conscious. Come on, Hebrew.
Verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of the Messiah.
Whew, come on.
For if a man think himself to be something, but he is no thing, he deceives himself.
Come on.
But let every man prove his own work.
You hear that? Let every man what?
Prove his own work.
So how do you prove your own work? Through actions. Huh? This is where you get the word emotion from. If you look up the etymology word for and, it used to be E-N. All they did was they dropped it and they turned it around. So emotion just means that you have something in your spiritual brain, your spiritual body that's in motion. That's why you feel some type of way. And whenever you feel some type of way, you get different moves and you do different types of things. Again, this is not physical. None of this is physical. Y'all been taught by the white man to think this stuff is physical, and it's not. Nothing you do, nothing you speak, nothing you say. Even when you speak in what? Words, but words are made up of what? Spirit. That's why you can blow your breath. You can't see it, but you can feel it hit your hand, right? What is that? Huh? So when you say something, it goes out to the universe and it comes back in. When you do certain things, it goes out to the universe and it comes back in. Well, guess what it's going through? It's going through the throne of God and coming right back down and coming back. Huh? So whatever you think, whatever you do, whatever you thought you got away with, actually went to the throne of God and came back. You're not
like a boomerang.
But that's all it is. You're not disrespectful that is when it's sin. Huh? Huh? And it comes right back because exactly. But we have to see for every spiritual component, there's an emotional component. For every emotional component, there's a physical opponent. That's why Christ can break down in three concepts. He is a man, right? He is an actual concept and way of living, and he is a God. Same thing with Israel. Right. Israel is a nation, right? It's also individual people, right? And it's a country. Same thing with Satan. Huh? He's a man. He's a spiritual entity and concept. And he's his whole government hierarchy. So anything you can break down has to be break down spiritual, emotional, and physical. It has to go through a change. So if you can think about it, that means it already exists physically. Y'all understand that? What's up, sis?
When I was younger, I don't mean to tell everybody my business, but tell my sisters and brothers now.
Oh, what you gonna say?
Listen to me. There was a time where I endured the harsh punishment of my father. He whooped me because I looked so much like my mother. Now, in that, a lot of the beatings that I received, there was this disconnect. And it was spiritual. It was like I was looking at him, but I couldn't feel nothing. Even when I saw webs going across, I got webs all over my body. Even when I felt them or seen them going across my body, I couldn't feel them as a little girl. I couldn't feel them. It was like, wait a minute. Am I hurt? Am I dreaming? Is this really happening? I always thought it was the power of YAHU, which I call God, protecting me. But I endured because of what my brothers and sisters did, because of what anybody did, even if it was just because he got mad. And there was this disconnect. And I could see him in motion, just put iron cord sticks, whip, switch, belt, water hose, I don't care what it was, he found hooping. Whenever I was hooping, and I ain't talking about, okay, now you go sit down. I'm talking about Because almost sometimes as long as these classes, just hitting you.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, sister.
Yeah.
I read an article that say that happens a lot to children that are abused. They kind of disconnect from themselves.
Yeah, you realize. Is that what I was talking about though? You realize like, you realize that it's the mind and the body. You be like, he ain't whipping me, he whipping his body. You know what I'm saying? It's a place you go inside this vault that we call the Ark of the Covenant. This vault in our brains is a place you go where it separates you from fleshly things. And you know what I'm saying? And certain things trigger that. Like a lot of people, like if you look up, y'all can look this up, military tactics when they training you to be mercenaries and stuff. They go through longest 8 hours a day where they beating you blindfolded. You gotta find your way out. They coming out wept up, no pain. They starting to see through the dark now. Could be completely dark, but they see everything in the room. You know what I'm saying? Because what they doing is through this traumatic and this trauma stress that they putting on the body, it forces you to go to your mind. It forces you to go to a place that you never knew that you had, because we was taught to keep that hidden. We was taught to calcify it. We was taught that this place don't exist. You know what I'm saying? But we read in scriptures where he said we were gods. So what does that mean then? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we have these same type of abilities that he had when he made us. And sometimes it take traumatic, like for instance, a lot of people that become smart out of nowhere, they fall and bump their head. Now all of a sudden they smart. They know math that's only been known on planet Pluton or something. You're like, where did you even come with this math system from? Because they hit their head. Or people with autism where their brains are wired up different ways. They can't speak to you, but they remember. Man, I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's trauma. Sometimes struggle opens you up. Or been in a bad relationship for half your life, and then you finally gain this love for yourself, and now everything is different. You see everything different because you've been introduced to trauma. You went through the experience. Most definitely. So yeah. But yeah, sorry to hear that, sister. What's up, sister?
It made you better, huh?
Yeah.
I love her. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll pray.
What you got, sis?
I just wanted you to repeat for me when you was like going through the spiritual emotional identity. You said God was a man with life, and God, Israel was a country, people, and whatever.
Yeah, country, people, and a nation.
The nation, and Satan was a hierarchy, and what?
No, and Satan, he's actually the same thing. He's actually a man. He's actually a spiritual entity, and then he's a hierarchy over this government system. Everything break down in threes, just like the brains in your body. You have your brain, your heart, then you have your gut. You know what I'm saying? Mali did a whole class over that. You got solid, liquids, and gases, electrons, protons, neutrons, the beginning, the middle, the end. I mean, you can go on. The Father, the Spirit, and Son. Right. It's this three concept. You know what I'm saying? That the Christianity are named the Trinity. You know what I'm saying? These three that bear record in heaven that became one. And that's all I'm saying. Whenever you can think about something, it's always spiritual first, then it's an emotional component, and then it becomes physical. That's all I'm saying. So whenever you see something physical, if somebody tripping and you see somebody just blew somebody else's head off, he didn't just wake up to blow somebody's head off. It started in the spiritual realm, then it became an emotion, now he's acting upon it. The same thing how this karma works, what we finna get into once we read all these scriptures.
You said man and what?
About which one?
Which you said man, okay.
So let's go back to Christ. Christ is a concept, right? He's a concept, he's a man, and he's a body, a nation of people. So I says put him on. You can take that same concept and put that to Satan and put that to Israel. The same concept. Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I come on here, bro. What's up, brother?
Could this also be associated with 66 by going to the class?
Yeah, most definitely. But like when you're going into your closet, this represents that vault too that I'm talking about. We're gonna get to it in your brain. Represents that vault. But since we already there, let me pull this picture up real quick. And then we're gonna get to the lesson. Make sure we get through the lesson though, family. I know y'all got a lot of questions. Hold on. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like for instance, when you go to sleep, right? Your eyes is closed, you still seeing everything. What is that? That's your eye. Notice when you have a dream, you have a body. It can't be the body that you sleeping in. So it lets you know that you have a spiritual body. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't understand that we have 3 brains, and each of these brains are attached to your nervous system. Your nervous system is called your glandular highway. And this is crazy because it comes to your spinal cord, which they call Jacob's ladder. It got 33 vertebrae. Christ was crucified at 33. You know what I'm saying? You start getting into the temples and how many people's inside the temples that was there for 33 years. It just, you start seeing all these numbers and you start seeing the 33-degree Masons. You see that they taking our knowledge and they perverting it and using it for wickedness. Most of the symbols you see, like when you see the blue cross, blue shield. Let me pull this up for y'all real quick, and then we get back to the lesson real fast. But y'all got to see some of this stuff. It'll blow your mind. Like for instance, like this right here, right? Y'all know what this is? Now this is a female reproductive system, right?
Baphomet.
Yeah, but it's shaped just like the goat. He said that though, but look, it makes sense. He said that, and this is where you get this rams from. It's what it looks like, right? But look, you have these same horns and stuff inside of your brain. Check this out. Check this out, y'all. You have these same horns. How you blow this up? Inside your brain. Y'all see the horns of the ram? Yeah. Y'all see the vault, the Ark of the Covenant? You have these same exact horns. That's why if you look on Caesar's dollars and his coins, he's sitting on his coins, but he got horns on his head. Or you see people that's into Baphomet, they call it the goat head. All this, so everybody automatically think it's wicked, which it is used for wickedness, but a lot of them was realizing that we were gods. So they started taking, like for instance this. Even when you get into the ancient Kemet science and stuff like that, you start seeing parts of the brain, right, that mimic certain things. You be like, how did that even mimic that? For instance, right here. Y'all see this right here? They call this the serpent. You see how it goes into the head? Mm-hmm. Well, at the tip of this head is a beak. Yep. So if you go into ancient Egyptology or Kemet science, right? They have a god called God Ptah that actually matches up and looks just like this. It's an angel standing up with a head and a beak. So it's like, what was they trying to depict? They was going inside the anatomy of the body and they started worshiping the actual attributes of the body, which is off. You ain't never supposed to worship a man, but it starts saying that what we thought about them was totally different, even though it's still wicked, but they getting all this stuff from inside the body. That's right. All of this stuff is inside the body. And then this is actually connected to your vertebrae. And at the end of your vertebrae, they have a tail. And they call it the snake or the serpent. So what I was trying to show y'all was, when you see blue cross, blue shield, right? Yeah. Stuff is mind blowing once you really get to it. So blue cross, blue shield, it's talking about electricity and it's talking about your body. So in order for electric to run, right, it's had to have a depometer, or what they call a spirit or a rod, right? Now, this is a spiral rod or a cord. This is the only thing that can start electric, right? So this is your spinal cord. This is how you have electricity in your body. All the white man did was took the black man's body and made his own creations out of it. So now, between it, you have 7 pods or 7 vortexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is the top, right? They call this what they call this in India. They call these the chakras. You know what I'm saying? I call them the 7 churches. That's what I call them, because all this knowledge came from us. Well, this is how electric works. You have a positive and a negative, right? So it'll be like this, and they call them waves of photons. So it'll start right here, it'll go through here, it'll go through here, it'll go through here, go through here, here, and here, right? That's the positive, so plus. Then you have your negative. This right here, this core will be your neutral. This is how electricity works. So it'll go through here, 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 and here.
Looks familiar.
Now, this look familiar.
Yeah.
Once it get right here, it goes to an arc. Remember I was talking about the arc? Because it can't come outside of the vault. It don't go outside of this arc, so it got to come back. It's called the law of Karmic. It'll go here, and it'll spark out. This is where you get your wings from. It arcs out, and then it goes back in. What do they look like, y'all? So what is they really depicting here? Now, we say it's wicked, though. We say it's wicked because we have been taught wrong. Now what they use for it is wicked as hell. But we can't sit up here and say this is wicked. This is how your body works, right? So if you get into scriptures, they talk about how Moses lifted the serpent in the wilderness, right? Or you get into the spirituality of them putting the cross on the Christ, and it lines up with this. Now check this out. So these are the serpents. So they call this the Kundalini. Look this stuff up, y'all. This is what they call it. They call it the Kundalini, right? We call it Jacob's ladder, or raising your conscience, or being reborn again. Because once this electric goes up your vertebrae and it gets right to the cerebellum of your brain, what happens is it mixes with a fluid. When it mixes with this fluid, you have something called a paranormal activity. Now your eyes open and you see things for what they is. Now you're on a search and you've been reborn again. But why is all these symbols on everything that we use and is used for wickedness? Who did they get this from? Yeah, and perverting this though. Perverting this though. Now check this out. Now this is the crazy part. It's fields, right? Remember I was talking about that field? Now when it goes into points and arcs. So it'll go through like this and it'll come up and go down. Y'all see that? They call that the triangular serpent, right? So then it's one that have to meet and go back down. So it'll go like this and go down, right? Then it'll go back up and go down. What's that right there, y'all? A 6-point star. This is actually how this energy works. Y'all can look this up on YouTube, or Google it. I'm talking about this is scientifically proven. When vibration and photons is light, these the shapes that it makes. Now what they do is they take this same energy and they use it for what? Wickedness. Or they lie and tell you that it's the Star of David when we know that Christ is the Star of David. When we know Christ is the shield of David. You know what I'm saying? So you see they taking these same concepts and they using them to pervert the knowledge. But where did this knowledge come from? We finna read it. And this is just some little stuff I'm showing, man.
Sure, let me read this to go ahead and break off a rough point what he's saying right here. As a precept in how knowledge can be taken and be used for evil, but its original purpose is righteousness. You see it in front of you every day too. They take the rainbow, and now the rainbow is a symbol for what? But according to the Bible, the rainbow is what? The covenant is around the throne of the Most High. Absolutely. You understand? So what he's saying shouldn't be too far-fetched, because they do that all the time. They take something that's actual factual and then put their own spin on it. The perversion of knowledge is what make it evil.
Yeah,
not the knowledge itself. Now look, y'all call that the Star of David. Geometrically speaking, that's a hexagram.
A hexagram.
Now trip off this. Those are two triangles. So is the shape a triangle evil? No, it's what somebody's intention is and what they're using. Right. Exactly. You feel me? That's what make it evil. Let me read the scripture here. This right here is in the Apocrypha, Sirach chapter 39.
Yes, sir.
Ecclesiastes chapter 39. And this is the back of what bro is saying. Ecclesiastes is out the Apocrypha, chapter 39. Y'all trip off this, verse 26 and 27. Ecclesiastes is out the Apocrypha, or the wisdom of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 26 and 27. It says 25 to 27. It says, for the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
See? That's cut and dry right there, ain't it?
You see that? So trip off this. It says again, water, fire, iron, salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, the blood of the grape, which is wine, oil, and clothing. Can anybody here call any of that evil?
No.
It's what someone is doing with that makes it evil or makes it righteous. For example, a gun. A gun. Is a gun evil? No. But it can be used to work evil. Or it can be used to protect your family.
That's right.
Self-defense. You see? So what he's saying should be too far-fetched. Do you see evil people rocking and getting down with certain symbols?
Most definitely.
Of course.
And they
You do, but that don't make two triangles evil. You feel me? That don't make that symbol, the medical symbol, that don't make that evil. It's what's being done that makes it evil.
Because they need to use it to get the energy.
Yeah.
You can't even do it without the energy. So what they doing is they tapping into it and using it for wickedness, but they need the energy. Because all these triangles, it is when you put them together, it's your DNA strand. This is how your DNA is actually shaped. And like he said, hexagram. If you actually get into the etymology of hex, it means 6. You get into the etymology of 6, it means sex. Because sex makes DNA. So like once you really start getting into this stuff and you see the wickedness, you be like y'all done went to the highest level of wickedness. And
to pervert knowledge. But you need to use, because look, even the tree of good and evil had good in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need that's the bait. In order for evil to survive, it needs a little good to hook you in.
That's right.
And then the knowledge becomes perverted. It gets used outside its original order. That's what makes it evil. You understand? Daddy, you finna say something.
Yeah, it's like things we know, like you'll see the coca leaf. That was a herb of the field, so to speak. And all of these things is not until they put those chemicals on. So you're not addicted to the coca leaf, you're addicted to the chemicals. That's why they say you're chemically dependent. But they take that leaf with its numbing power and then they turn it evil and put those chemicals on it. Now you get this effect, and that's sorcery on it. It's the same way with tobacco with the nicotine. It's not the tobacco, it's the nicotine.
The sugar they
you
add
ain't getting a tobacco red on your arm. You wear the nicotine. You know, so and wine and spirits. That is truly what it is, y'all. We're dealing with a supernatural world that it has to raise energy. That's why every temple or so-called temple, whatever it is always an orgy that follows. They have to raise that energy. And that's the quickest way to raise energy. Real quick.
And they call it, they actually call it, but that's all that is. And they call it the sexual energy, tapping into the sexual energy. It's the quickest way. And it's a whole nother lesson on that, but like we're gonna stay on this, but the next lesson I'm doing is to actually talking about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that on web though, that way ain't no children around. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, all this have to do with electric magnetic fields. That's all that exists. And who's behind that? The creator of that is Christ. The creator of Christ, the Christos, is the Father. But all we electrical people, so the only way you can affect electric is what? With electric. That's all it is, simple and plain. But back to this karma though. That's how karma work. You get a charge and you send the charge forward, and it either gonna go negative and positive, but it's got an arc and it's gonna come back. Because every charge have to have an arc. That's what it is.
It's a witness against yourself too.
Yeah,
you being a witness against yourself. It's going out and that record is out there now.
Yeah.
The Most I know that you did or had that thought.
Yeah, most definitely.
Witnessing against yourself.
Boomerang
back.
Boomerang effect.
Somebody, look, that makes sense because you could be feeling a certain way and become sick.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like you ever met somebody so angry they sick all the time? Angry as mud, but his body, his immune system ain't working.
Weak.
He's sick all the time.
Every
trip out with angry all the time too. You understand? And he becomes sick or whatever. Directly, your thoughts and your emotions directly affect you. Everything boomerangs back to you.
I got another one too, like I was young and we went fishing. I was cleaning a bunch of fish. I cleaned about 10 of them. I'm down to the last one and I'm like, why people look at the guts like they gross? So I started looking at it like I was gross, like it was gross. And then I went and threw up. But I cleaned 10 fish.
You see what I'm saying? Hey look, but this lets you know though. This lets you know though. Everything that happens in your life, 99.9% of it. I ain't gonna talk about the other 0.1, but 99.9 is because of you. I don't care if it happened 20 years later. It's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you put out must come back. Let's get to these scriptures though.
You back? You still in Galatians? Galatians 6?
Yeah, Galatians 6.
The book of Galatians chapter 6, I was in verse 4.
Can you read 3 again, please?
Galatians chapter 6, verse 3. For if a man think himself to be something When he is no thing, he deceives himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another. For every man shall bear his own burden.
What that say?
For every man shall bear his own burden.
Come on.
Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things.
Come on.
Be not deceived.
What it say?
Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
You see that? So if you always thinking carnally, you know what I'm saying? If you always thinking energy-wise, it has something to do with being to satisfy you and not the Most High.
Right.
That's what you're gonna get. See, the thing about the Most High is he give you what you ask for.
That's right.
He always give you what you ask for. You want that little thing in that red dress? Go get her.
Go.
Huh? But she come with STDs and all kinds of other stuff. So that's a cause and effect. That's a cause and effect. You love that alcohol, keep drinking it. Hey, but look, that come with pancreatic cancer and liver cancer. But go and drink it. Or if you want this knowledge, study. Be it by yourself, study. You want to be a priest, be a mystery. Don't be in everybody's face. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you put forth to do, he said do it, and do it with all your might. And that's what happens for it. Same thing he was talking about with the closet and prayer and fasting. He said if you praying, if you fasting in the open, you shall be rewarded openly. Everybody gonna be like, boy, he's a faster. But if you fast quietly for the Most High, he says he's gonna reward you publicly. See what I'm saying? It's the same system. So whatever you doing, it comes back. Whether it happens now or years from now or hell. It can even happen when you die. You still got to answer it at the judgment.
That's right.
And look, knowing this scientific fact and linking it to the scriptures, this get rid of all of that, what you call that? Reincarnation. Get rid of all of that. That's out of the park now. That don't even exist no more. Scientifically proven, because what you put out have to come back to you. How's it gonna come back to you if you in another body?
Right.
Huh? What's up, bro? Yeah. What is repentance for? Repentance is to turn from your ways and not do it again. But you already put it out there. It's still coming back. Just because you changed your life around and you gave your life to Christ, Negro, if you done touched somebody look, you know what I'm saying? Say if somebody touched a little girl years ago, you know what I'm saying? And then he's a renowned, found Christian. He followed Christ, whoopty wop, this and that. He still have to pay for that energy. It still comes back. It still comes back. Now, say this. So say if you did all these sins and you come into the truth, right? Them sins be forgiven. But once you come into the knowledge of Christ and you sin afterwards, that's on your jacket. That's on your jacket. That's why it says everything have to be weighed in the balance. You're not a baby no more. You've been reborn. Now you back in the truth. And this is what we get into the 1 John 3 at. And we'll read that. Get into that 1 John 3. Because it said that if you a seed of YAHU, you don't do what? You don't commit sin. Any sin that you commit after coming into the knowledge and the truth of him is on your jacket. Now, can you get the kingdom? Of course. But remember, everything will have to be weighed in the balance. A lot of us got work to do, man. Including me. Come on, bro.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing.
Straight up.
And let us not be weary in well-doing.
Straight up.
For in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
If we faint not. So notice, now I was talking about this spiritual body. So let's get into these spiritual bodies to show that we are a spiritual people. And what we look at is physical. We're going to go to Genesis. Let's start at the beginning. Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2. We'll move through a couple of these scriptures, then we start looking at the board. But like we're gonna start at 6. But once you come into this knowledge though, it'll make you really start thinking before you start doing stuff.
Right. Makes sense. Be circumspect out here. Because everything you say and do and think, you gotta give an account for.
Got to.
Every idle word.
Makes sense.
Write this on the board, y'all.
Hey, before you hit that, while you're looking for that, the question bro asked when, you know, like, what is repentance for? You know, and that's you saying, I ain't gonna do that no more. That's repentance. Forgiveness is what the Most High give you if he feel your heart is true.
If he feel.
You know, if he looks at you, he say, he know you, I know your heart is good, then you won't do this again. And then he'll grant you forgiveness, and that means you just still alive. But that sin still have to be paid for.
It gotta be judged, have to be.
Now,
have to be judged.
yeah, and sometimes like when he dealt with David, and he let David sentence his own self. When he asked him about Bathsheba, and Nathan asked him, well, what would you do to the man? He said, I'll kill him. That's what he worthy of. He said, well, it's you. So that came from inside of David himself, knowing what the law represented. It just shot out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it came from his spirit.
Yeah.
It came from his soul what the judgment ought to be. He just didn't think anybody knew on the level that he did. He thought he had it covered up.
And Dan, wasn't it a cause effect from that?
Yes, sir.
Think about it. After all of that, that baby still had to die.
Still had to die.
Still had to die. And he was sorry, he repented and everything, but his judgment still stood forth. That baby had to die for that. So that lets you know whatever you put out, it has to come back, regardless. It went up and came down. That's just what it is. You can be renewed all you want, but you still did what you did. It has to be answered for.
Right.
That's why he said every idle word. Every. Right. He ain't say some. He ain't say whether you in truth or not. He said every idle word must give account in judgment. Just like all your actions and thoughts have to too. So, but that's not to discourage nobody. That's to make you work harder. Because now, once you in this truth, it's a balance. That's the judgment now. It's a balance. So if you got all this on all these sins on your jacket, you need to have this righteousness up here.
I'm gonna let him hit this First Chronicles so you can move on. But this is David once again, and David is a perfect example. That the Most High told me, like, well, I tell you what, you know, if you telling the truth, you still gotta pay for what you did.
Straight up.
But I'm gonna give you the choice of what your punishment gonna be. Yeah. Like, I mean, and we get that from these same scripts down to our parents. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna whoop you. You choose what you want. Extension cord or a Hot Wheel track.
Right. Right. You want to stand on the wall? Or you want the belt?
Right. So, you know, in like manner, we are dealt with on things like that. But the whole thing is, when you say you repent, you're basically saying, I ain't gonna do it again. When you get ready to get whooped, I ain't gonna do it again. That's repenting. I'm not gonna do it again.
Straight up.
And what they say, I know you ain't gonna do it again. Because what I'm about to put on you, I can guarantee you ain't gonna do it again.
What'd you say, the Hot Wheel track on the switch?
Boy, Hot Wheel track was terrible. But he gonna read this real quick. Go ahead, bro. And he can let him read this. Yeah.
Let him read that first and we'll come to you, brother.
Let's go come right to you. I just want him to read this about David numbering Israel when we wasn't never supposed to number our soldiers. Let anybody understand that. You know, some will get into the point that where Satan tempted him or the Lord tempted him, but David tempted David. You know, listening to Satan, he had instruction. He knew what the deal was. So this is why the Most High is judging him in this manner. But when you understand things and you know the punishment's coming, it's almost like a plea deal. Lord, have mercy on me. That's what you're saying. Like when you throw yourself on the mercy of the court. Yeah. It's the same way with the Most High. You ask him, have mercy on me. I need to plead this one out. Go ahead, bro. Read that.
21 and what?
8.
We're in the book of First Chronicles, chapter 21, verse 8. I'll wait for you.
Y'all, I'm gonna read this real quick and then we'll move right on because I just want brother to get through his lesson. So, but we'll see how the Most High is allowing you to choose your own poison at this point. You know, and enough of that will straighten you out. Because it's a process out there called you can quit while you ahead or you can quit. Yeah. Sound like the same thing, don't it? When you quit while you ahead, you repent and you stop it. If you quit, it may be because you're doing life in a penitentiary. That forces you to quit what you was doing.
Right, exactly.
Or somebody got that thump on you about this the last time. I told you this is the last time. and you quit that way. Or you quit permanently and they stuff you full of embalming fluid.
Yeah.
So you can quit while you're ahead or you can quit. Yeah. Go ahead, bro, read that.
The book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 21, verse 8. And David said unto Yah, I have sinned greatly.
What has he done?
I have sinned greatly.
So this the 1 John as well as all the scripture where it talks about only acknowledge your sin. Ezekiel 18, only acknowledge. If you acknowledge it, then he's able to forgive you. But you first got to say, my bad, I did this. If you start pointing the finger at somebody else, why are you even talking to him?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Because I have done this thing, but now I beseech thee, do away with the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. And the Most High spake unto Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and tell David, saying, Thus saith the Most High, I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So Gad came to David, and said unto him, Thus saith the Most High, choose thee either 3 years famine, or 3 months to be destroyed before thy foes, while that the sword of thine enemies overtake thee, or else 3 days the sword of the Most High, even the pestilence in the land, and the angel of the Most High destroying throughout all the coast of Israel. Now therefore advise thyself what word I shall bring again to him that sent me.
So who he saying advise who? Thyself. Think it over. What you want to do.
That's crazy.
These 3 choices, and ain't none of them good, y'all. Let the Philistines get busy and run loose.
Right.
That's like a whole 3 counties of deep woods police officers that hate you. Billy clubs and stun guns. And you next. Or
Billy clubs
you can have this. Or you can have rain, hail, and snow back to back for 3 weeks straight. Your pick, you choose.
Ain't none of them good though.
Woo. Go ahead, bro. Just let him finish that little bit.
Verse 13. And David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait.
I know you are.
Let me fall now into the hand of the Most High, for very great are his mercies. But let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Most High sent pestilence upon Israel, and there fell of Israel 70,000 men.
You can hold up. But y'all see, but that was a decision that he made that affected the whole nation. Not only his household, but the whole nation.
So we one body.
What did you read down to area?
14.
And he's a leader, so it's even more of a responsibility on him.
Right.
See how major that is right there. But no, she said, let me fall to the hands of the Most High.
Yes, sir.
I got too many enemies out here, boy.
Right.
Imagine what David did.
Right. Poke his eyes out.
Got David, what?
Yeah.
He just cut the live head off.
Yeah.
We in Genesis. Karmic energy. We showing that we spiritual beings. We're going to get into the inner workings of our spiritual bodies and how it works.
All right, Genesis chapter 2.
Yep.
We starting at verse 6, huh?
Yeah, verse 6.
The book of Genesis chapter 2, verse 6. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Most High Yah Elohim formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
All right, so we see he made them from the dust of the ground, right? Which is particles, dust. Then he breathed into his nostrils. What is this breath? We need to look up what that word breathe is. The breath of life. So we need to know what breath is. What is this breath and how do it bring life? Right? Come on.
And man became.
A living soul.
Now he became a living soul, right? So he's a living soul. So what man is?
A living soul.
A living soul. What is a soul? We need to look this stuff up. We need to look this stuff up. Huh? And you start looking at your body differently, and the things that you be thinking about, you'll start actually being circumspect with them. And the things that you do, you be like, hold on, I'm a soul. My soul ain't supposed to be doing nothing like that. Huh? Because I'm connected to other souls.
That's right.
I'm connected to other worlds. A soul is interdimensional. It ain't only here.
Right.
Why do we think that? Why do we limit to ourselves like this? Because we don't understand who we are and what we made of.
Yeah, boy, it's like indoctrination over the years.
Right.
The way we've been taught and growing up. You know what I'm saying? Limits our perspective on certain things.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? We grow up looking at certain things a certain way, but it's way deeper. We know it. If you go ahead, bro. I see you got your hand up.
Speak a little loud, bro. Speak a little loud. When we just on Michael, John, and the Gospel of John, we talk about that light. We talk about that light being the light.
Yeah. And they're going back to the photon, that light. And who is the light of the world? Mashiach. Who is the light in our mind? John 8, John 8 and 12. Who is that? Who is that? Who was that light on the first day? Who was that light in 2 Corinthians 4 and 6? This is the same photon that we're talking about. Remember, Christ is a concept too. We be forgetting that he's also a concept. You know what I'm saying? So let's speak about it. So this same light and this same particles, this same spectrum that's inside of you, you using it to do wickedness, then wickedness come back and now you mad.
Right.
It's like, how is that even possible? You've been doing this all, you know what I'm saying? You drink a fifth of Hennessy every single day, and now you got liver cancer and you cursing God. How is it?
Right.
Huh? These are by your right. He don't love me. No, you don't love yourself.
Right.
What are you talking about? Yeah, man, look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Alright, you got them saying?
Like we don't all know kind of like Pookie was lit.
So you supposed to be looking at breath, Genesis 2 and 7.
Go ahead, bro. You got something too.
Oh, he got a question over here.
Hold on.
Karmic, in Matthew, when the apostles asked the Son of God, they was like, how we know, what's the sign that we can know it's going to go down?
Matthew 24.
And Christ was telling, the Messiah was telling folks, well, it's going to be a lot of people that come and say, I am the Christ. Meaning, you know, they was going to deceive a lot of people, lying to them, fucking the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they was going to have that on their side, but at the same time, they was going to be lying a lot. You know? So that's what we're dealing with out here in the Sunday church. You know what I'm saying? They want to throw away the law. They say you ain't got to obey the law.
Right.
The law is dead.
Right.
And they go to the scriptures to prove that, but what they ain't telling people is that's the law of animal sacrifice.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
they ain't telling you the truth.
Nah, we here, bro.
Like the royal law, the 10 commandments, and what you really got to do to be obedient to God. That ain't dead.
Right.
Definitely, bro.
You ain't got to cut a goat throat no more.
Exactly.
But you still got to honor your mother and father.
That's right.
You still got to put no God.
Yeah, the 10 Commandments ain't went nowhere, bro.
You can't
That's
do,
right.
You can't break them laws, man.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if you do, there's consequences.
Yeah, most
Yes,
definitely.
sir.
What's up, bro?
You understand
No, we got
that
you.
perfectly, brother.
We in agreement. Bro.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't kick it over here.
Bro, I got a question over here.
What you were just saying that is Genesis 26 and 1. Is that talking about the creation of the spirit?
26.
Genesis 26 and 1. Let's go.
1:26.
1 and 26. Yeah, when he said, let us make man in our image,
Yeah.
after our likeness.
Right.
Same thing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing.
Okay.
We hitting that next.
About the actual creation
We
of
look,
the
we
spirit.
getting that next. That's our next verse after we finish this.
Soul.
Talking about the soul. Remember the spirit, he looking up what spirit is. Spirit is nothing but it's the neshama, it's the breath. But
Breath and spirit.
Breath and soul.
It should
Breath
be
and
the
soul.
same.
Breath right there.
So the breath acts activate the nefesh, which is the soul. So that's why it's a scripture that tells you once the body dies, the spirit goes back. The body can't be alive without the breath, which is the spirit. You know what I'm saying? But that soul is, once it's activated, it stay activated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It stay activated. So that's what we finna get into, showing you that when you put out something, you using your soul to sin. That's why it comes back to you years later. It can't come back to your body. Your body change every 7 years. Your whole entire body, from your brain matter, everything, your bones, your DNA, all that change. You become a totally different person every year, but that soul is still inside of you. That's where that karma come back to. That's why 20 years later, you can get you know what I'm saying, to catch back up with you 20 years later. Like that one lady, she killed her baby. They ain't find that baby. They found her 14 years later. This lady like 87 now. She finna spend the rest of her life in prison, and she committed the murder like 20 years ago.
Right, and soul and spirit is different.
Yeah,
they closely intertwined. But they're not the same, they're separate entities.
We're finna read it right now.
So that's what you gotta understand, because people a lot of times when they see the spirit go back to God, they say, see, I'm going to heaven.
Nah.
So you gotta be careful. The spirit go back to God and he give it to somebody else.
Right.
That's why this guy came in the spirit of Elijah, and John the Baptist came in the spirit of Elijah, but that spirit was before Elijah. Elijah just got it.
Yeah.
He passed it to Elisha.
Yeah. So the spirit can be recycled. The soul can't.
The soul can't. The soul is all souls of the Lord. That's what's gonna be. That's the image of God. That's your soul.
Soul is your mind.
That's your immortality.
Yeah.
That's your supernatural.
Hey, it's what science still can't vouch for. When the little debate between Bill Nye, the science guy, and the creator, Bill Nye is a so-called atheist. He don't believe in the MostHigh, period. So the creation dude asked him, he said, where does consciousness come from? You feel me? He didn't ask him where your brain come from. He said, where does consciousness come from? And he said, we don't know.
Right.
That was his answer, like, we don't know. Like, all right, so if you don't know where consciousness come from, you understand? How are you even saying anything about there is no creator?
Right. I mean,
you have a conscious but don't know where it comes from.
You don't even be talking right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's exactly. And then lamb backing, not piggybacking, but lamb backing with my brother.
Yeah.
About
lamb backing.
About your body changing. Y'all know that. Y'all don't have the same body you had when you was a little joker.
Yeah, you ain't two no more.
Right.
Your hands are bigger, your feet are bigger,
your bones are bigger,
your head is bigger.
Yeah.
You understand? You got all. So what he said. I mean, sometimes things go over your head. He's like, hold on, what? You don't got the same exact body you had when you was 5.
No, you don't. Look, your blood is even different. Your blood recycles itself every 36 days. Your DNA recycles itself every 6 years. Your skin fall off every time you jump in the shower. Y'all know that ring around the tub? That's not dirt. That's skin cells. Your fingernail changing. Y'all know y'all get winter lips. I ain't never got cold out. Y'all get this black coat over your lip. Like, what is this new lip? Look.
Y'all think y'all just doing this for what?
Your whole body changed.
When I was 12, I could reach back here and scratch the middle of my back. Now this chair get all that.
He was just using his stick to scratch his back. Back in the day, you could have did it on your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, come on, y'all. So let's read that again, Maccabee, and then we're gonna look up the words.
All right, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. The MostHigh Yah formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
So we need breath.
Breath is H5397. Nish or no? Nish or ma?
Neshama.
Yeah, neshama.
N-E-S.
Neshama.
A-W-M-A-W.
Neshama.
N-A-S-H-M-A.
Neshama.
It's breath, spirit, breath of God, breath of man, every breathing thing, spirit of man. And the definition from 5395 is a puff that is wind. angry or vital breath, divine inspiration.
You see that? So when you inspire comes into, the root word is in spirit. So that's all spirit is. Spirit is the breath of the Creator. Is in all things living, which is earth, the plants, the animals, anything that lives and have an emotion. That's where the word motion come from. Because it has to have breath to have a motion to it. You know what I'm saying? So all the spirit is breath. But it's so much information that comes in spirit. This is different from the soul. You know what I'm saying? So you have 3 brains. You have a brain in your head, that's your soul. But it's an actual spiritual brain though. Remember, from every physical component, there has to be a spiritual component. Then you have your heart, which is another brain. That's what you would call the spirit. It's connected to the lungs. You know what I'm saying? When the spirit leaves your body, the heart stops beating. Well, your heart has something called neuromelanin transmitters, meaning it sends and holds information and memory. Your heart actually holds memory. Neuromelanin transmitters. Write it down. Neuromelanin transmitters.
NMT.
Yeah, and then you have something in your stomach, which is another brain. It's where you get your gut feeling from. This is a whole different brain that runs your entire digestive system. That'll be the physical part. So you see, you have the Father, which is the Creator, in your brain, in your cranium, your head, your cortex. Then you have the actual spirit, which is your heart, where it breathes in and out your lungs, the breath. And then you have the Son, which is why it's in the gut, because that's where the baby lies at. And all these 3 are one. If you bring them together as one, then they say you manifest and become God in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? It's called aligning your body. So the spirit is what keeps you breathing, keeps you alive. And the spirit actually also activates the soul. That's why the spirit holds information. Right. That's why you can pray for the spirit of David. You get the spirit of David, you're going to become a warrior. Or pray for the spirit of Elijah. Or women, pray for the spirit of Ruth and Judith. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you can't pray to be them though. Right. That's the soul. Right. You can't ask for their soul. That's their own soul. That soul got to get judged. You know what I'm saying?
See what he's saying now? So when you're praying for the might of David, there was a spirit driving David. Yeah. At 14, 15 years old, when he killed a bear and a lion and then cut Goliath's head off. You want that spirit. Yeah. Not David. I ain't thinking about David. I want that spirit that allowed him to do that.
I mean, you know that. I bet you won't take his adulterous ways. I bet you won't take that.
Right. You don't want that.
That's the soul.
Sure don't want that part of it. Right.
That's how you know it's a difference. Right. So now that spirit. Now we finna look up soul. So neshama is spirit, the breath that keeps the body activated. Right. Now we finna look up neshama. Now neshama is the soul. This is activated. Nefesh. Nefesh is activated, rather neshama, which is breath, the spirit leave or not. Once it's activated once, it never be deactivated. Right? So we talking about now we talking about the cortex. Come on with it. So.
Which one?
So. In the same.
It should be 53:15 or something. Something like that.
We in Genesis 2 and 7 looking up. We just looked up spirit. Now we looking up. So.
Nefesh, H53:15. Soul, self, life, creature, person, appetite, mind, living being.
Mind. You see that? Mind and person? You know what I'm saying? The etymology word to person, per means one. Sun means actually photon, light. Where it comes from sun from. You know what I'm saying? So it's the light body. That's your light body, your soul. But you can make it dark too. And that's sin. So whatever your soul do has to come back. So if we spiritual beings, if we soul beings, that means when you commit sins, you don't commit them with the flesh. You commit them with your mind, your soul. That's why it's counted to your soul. You see that? The Most High ain't giving you a butt whooping with a belt when you go to before the throne of God. He gonna tell you where your soul going.
Right.
You see that?
And he tell you that if you think it to lust on a woman, you've already committed the act already. So, you know, if you get all the way through that thought process, same judgment coming. Yeah. Just cause you didn't physically do it and you thought out the process, it's coming back. You're gonna do it anyway. Yeah. You're gonna end up doing it.
Yeah. Because you sent it out back to what the brother's saying.
What's right, because you didn't thought it all the way through. The whole start from hey boo to
Bruh.
See you next time.
You don't fall. You just don't fall into vagina. You don't trip and fall into vagina. It's a process. It's a process here.
Jose. Lamb back.
Again.
Says, for the corruptible body presses down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weighs down the mind that moves upon many things.
You see that? Yes. So it's totally different. But your body only activated with spirit. Spirit flows through your DNA and your blood. You know what I'm saying? That's why when a person loses too much blood, they go unconscious because the spirit is leaving. Because that's where the spirit dwells at. It dwells in the blood. And that's why your heart is one of the most important functions because it pumps all your blood. It pumps that oxygen, that life. You know what I'm saying? Your soul is totally different and your body is totally different. Remember, the body is the stomach brain. The spirit is the heart brain. And then your soul is your cortex brain.
You get into the love, it tell you exactly where your soul dwells at this time.
Yeah. And look, matter of fact, when people die, they become a few grams lighter. What left?
21 grams.
21 grams. What left? That's that soul. You actually can weigh a soul. This is scientifically proven. So you get the difference though, bro?
Let me read soul again.
Read it again for
There's
me.
a bunch more over here.
Well,
Soul,
read a couple of them. You know.
soul, self, life, creature, person, appetite, mind, living being, desire, emotion, passion, that which breathes, breathing substance or being, soul, the inner being of man.
You see that? The inner you, that's your soul. And it's not talking about your conscious, it's talking about your subconscious. Like when you sitting there and you just daydream, that's your soul dreaming for you. That's your soul thinking. When you drift off, and they be like, what were you just at? I was in myself. I was just within myself.
Where did you just go, huh?
Yeah, you just thought with your soul. See, we've been trained to think with our conscious mind, what they call ego. We've been trained to think with that. You know what I'm saying? We've been trained to think that we all separate from each other. But in our actuality, we all are persons, which meaning this photon light energy connected as one. That's why whatever you think, and when you mess up, guess what else you mess up? You mess up stuff over here too. Huh? For every look, we just read that what happened to Israel all because David. All them people that died because the sin he committed with his soul. You see what I'm saying? So what's the spirit, brother? No, what's the spirit? Okay, what's the soul? There you go. Boom, you got it.
All right.
Let's come up.
We got sister over here.
We might
Over here.
keep it going.
Go ahead.
That's good.
Is the soul a part of
The pineal gland is the eye of the soul. So when you want to see from your soul, right now, these are your octaves. You know what I'm saying? There's still retinas in them, but you're seeing from your body perspective. You're seeing from your consciousness. If you want to see from your soul, you must open your third eye. Because that's the eye, that's the window to the soul. If you look up the word in Matthew 6, it says the eye of the mind. That's the actual definition to that word. When he says for the light of the body is the eye, singular, you look up that word eye, it says the eye of the mind. So you have eyes to your body, or which to your conscious. You know what I'm saying? This is from your frontal lobe of your brain. That's what you see with these eyes in the back of your cerebellum. But then you have another eye that connects you to your soul. They call this the pineal gland or the pituitary gland. And these pump and secrete something called milk and honey. You know what I'm saying? The land flowing with milk and honey. Oh.
Yeah. and honey being the only food source on earth that never
don't age, never age, ever.
Bro, I got some over here too.
3,000 years later, still the same thing. Open that jar up, taste the same.
Only thing that don't spoil.
Go ahead, bro.
Like, okay, sun worshipers, right? Sun worshipers, they tell everybody in the funeral, right? They be like, your mama ain't in that box, she in heaven looking down, smiling. You know what I'm saying? That ain't biblically backed up.
No, we all know that.
In the Bible, that's a lie.
Right.
You in the ground, see,
Right.
raise you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, having said that, you know, like, I don't know about nobody else, but I seen somebody die. You know what I'm saying? I healed somebody that died.
Me too, bro.
Right? When they died, you can see something that lead them.
Yeah, that's the breath. That's the spirit of No, what you're doing is holding the vehicle after this point. You're holding the vehicle. Right. The driver left. The driver gone. Yeah, we agree. We agree. Once again, we agree with you, bro.
So, okay, so this is my real question, man. It's hard to personalize. Okay, so if whatever you are is sleeping in the ground till God raise you up.
No. Whatever you are is not sleep in the ground. When it says sleep, it just means slumber, rest. Rest, that's all it means. He's not sleeping.
Okay, I'm not saying it right. Okay. When Christ went with Mary and went to Lazarus and said Lazarus come forth, he was dead.
Yeah, but he put his soul and his spirit back in his body.
He put him back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right, that's what I'm saying. That's the process I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's gotta happen to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like when you die.
Oh, you talking about when you resurrect?
Yeah,
when you resurrect.
That body is asleep till it get raised.
Resurrect.
Yeah, but it's a totally different body. It's a light body at this point.
That body is gone.
That body gone.
I get an incorruptible body.
Yeah, but we gonna read it.
That's raised up in life.
Right.
Don't die. Don't
Right.
keep whole.
Right.
Right.
I get that. What I'm saying is like, okay, when it comes to being a soul, like you see it, like in Genesis when they say, he breathed breath into his nostril.
Right.
This made man a living soul.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so when a person died, go in that box and get put in the ground, that thing that leave out of him,
Right.
the thing that I can see,
Right.
Right.
the thing that I can see, that ain't in him no more. That's
Right.
gone somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This person ain't in that thing no more. That's
Right.
in the ground.
Right.
Where is that?
All right, so look, we gonna answer it real quick, but Mali did a whole lesson on that. He finna answer it with script, but look, the spirit goes back to God, and the soul goes to a waiting chamber, and waits on judgment. Yeah, what they call Abraham's bosom. You know what I'm saying? This bosom, it breaks up into chambers. It breaks up to 4 chambers. You know what I'm saying? One is for the ones that's finna go, they go straight immediately into torment until they go to the lake of fire. One goes into Abraham's bosom where light and...
He said, hey, look, it's a channel set between both of us.
Yeah, it's an abyss.
Because it's this big gulf.
It's an abyss, yeah, abyss.
Right, so your body goes back to the dust, right?
Where it came from.
The spirit
Goes to God.
activates you, goes back to the Most High. That's how other men such as Elisha had a double portion of Elijah's spirit. It's how John the Baptist, who lived hundreds of years later, had the same spirit.
Right.
But so only part of you left that we ain't addressed what happens to that is your soul.
Your conscience.
Or your conscience, which is your mind. All right? So there's a level of consciousness once you expire. Like Big Mama, I know you scored 10 touchdowns yesterday.
But she alive though.
But that conscience still remains. Now, where is that at?
Right.
According to Luke, is it 16?
Yeah, Luke 16.
16, 19 on down. Remember the rich man and Lazarus?
Yeah.
All right, now that's the state of the departed once you die. That body's in the sepulchre, breath back to Most High, but there's a level of consciousness after you die. If you've been righteous, you go rest with the righteous. If you've been wicked, you get temporarily tormented until
Your permanent
resurrection comes and you get thrown into the lake of fire.
Right.
You understand? So that's where your soul, you talking about the chambers and all that. Your soul got to give an account for what has happened.
Where they say in the Bible?
Luke 16.
Luke 6, also 2 Corinthians 12, where Paul say he went to paradise.
Right,
Luke 16, verse 19 on down to that's the rest of the parable. That's about the rich man and Lazarus.
Right.
And that ain't talking about the resurrection that's happening in the day.
book of
That's about as soon as you been died. You feel me? If you been, contrary, probably everybody don't rest in peace.
Right.
You feel me? So Lil Willie ain't resting in peace and even evil his whole life.
Right.
Yeah. So the soul actually has a chamber. It resides in you. You either gonna rest with the righteous that's been there since the beginning of time once you die. You know what I mean? I'm talking about your conscience, your mind, or you're gonna be tormented. You You feel me? And there's a valley in between y'all.
Yeah, abyss,
You feel me?
a lake,
abyss or a valley
full
and
of
all
fire.
that. You're gonna be tormented into the resurrection, and you getting tossed headlong into what's called the lake of fire, prepared for the devil and his angels.
Is it scripture that describes that?
Yeah,
Luke 16.
yeah.
Luke
Then you
16, 19. Also, the
Second
lost
Corinthians 12, where Paul went to paradise, is also the place where the Messiah told the thief, "You'll be with me in paradise this day." So even though the body was still on the cross and they went and buried it, he said, "But today, when you give up the ghost, we're gonna be in paradise together." So paradise is a level, the third level of heaven, the multiple levels, that where Abraham's bosom lies.
Right.
And there's a side, that's what it's called.
Why you keep referring to it as Abraham?
Because that's what it's called. That's what paradise is called.
Yeah, Luke 16,
And
19
then-
on down. And then it's in the pseudepigraphy. It's the fourth book of Ezra, chapter 7, verse 70 down to 140. They give a blow-by-blow detail of what happened to the righteous soul and then what happened to the wicked soul.
You can Google that, and it'll pop. The book will be for
But you'll
free.
see, like we got after class, you can read that.
Yeah.
It'll blow your mind. Okay, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah. Your thought process.
You said what then?
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's what you're judged by, your thought process, not after your hands touch it. No, you had to tell it what to do.
Yes, exactly.
Then it went there. He gonna judge you because that's the part that saw it all the way through. See, your flesh only reacted. You're right, but your mind, and that same thing they do to you in court, they get in your mind. That's how they tell if you insane or you capable of standing trial. They ask you a few things to see if you get consciously knowing what you did. Now, why did you put them shoes on and you know this? Why did you load the pistol and you say you had never touched a pistol in your life, but you loaded it with accuracy? You aimed it with precision, not like a hood aim. And they know, no, he ain't crazy. Set him up for trial.
Your conscience, your soul, and your mind. You understand? That's why your thoughts. And then look, you're gonna get tempted, but you gotta rebuke wickedness. That's where it come in with us. You get tempted to do evil, you supposed to check that on the spot. You can't entertain it. You can't ignore it. Check it. It's like Messiah did when he was tempted. Get behind me. The scriptures say this. Get behind me. The scriptures say this. If left unchecked, you're going to eventually do what it is you're being tempted to do. You see what I'm saying? And at that point, you're being a wicked soul.
Yeah.
Got a wicked mind. You know what I'm saying? Whatever wicked temptation comes, you yield to.
And that come right back to you. Remember, it goes out, hit the arc, and come right back into you, funnel right back into them that Glen Highway.
And let me say this real quick, Mal. Me and Mal was talking just the other day, and we were talking about how David Carradine died, Kung Fu.
I did not know that, boy.
So Kung Fu died from autoerotic asphyxiation. Yeah. He choked himself out, pleasuring himself. That's the term for it. So I'll tell Mal, I said, Mal, look it up. He said, no, I ain't gonna look it up. He said, because I could be typing in AutoZone and then that come up because it's called autoerotic asphyxiation. They'd be like, boy, what you looking at? What you into? Somebody see it. So he doubled back and just typed in David Carradine's death. So now you get a different, but you have to do that because every time people get locked up, they coming for your cell phone, your hard drive, which is your thought process. You're telling it what you want it to look up.
Hey, look, I'm telling Dad, he said, look up autoerotic fish. I said, man, I'm not typing that in my search. Somebody holding my phone and said, what the hell?
Hey, let's see his thought process. What he up to?
No, I ain't looking at what's on that boy conscience?
But y'all, that's why they come for the hard drive and your cell phone SIM card or whatever, because that's your consciousness. We need to know this is what we're going to judge you by.
That's the data that we get, and data that we grab from knowledge.
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely, bro.
All praise. I see Uzziah. What's up, bro? What's up, bro?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
What you said was, bro?
What is that about?
There. Yeah, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes after Proverbs.
Ecclesiastes.
No, after Proverbs. Ecclesiastes. Yeah, chapter 9. I think it's like
Yeah, all of that's
3
good. Yeah. Especially the 12th chapter.
Yeah, the 12 good too.
Yes, sir. What happens about there's something else about death.
All of
Let's read the whole chapter, brother. Okay, let's get back to it.
All right, man, y'all
Let's get back
crazy,
to
man.
it. Hey, man, look, y'all class go like this sometimes. You feel me? Interaction and all that, as long as understanding is coming, that's all praise.
Y'all sure got some questions, boy.
Yeah, but the understanding.
Yeah, it's coming. All right, let's go to we're gonna go to the book of Leviticus chapter 5. Now remember, we talking about us being souls. We're living souls. We're not our bodies. Our bodies is just a vehicle to the soul. Leviticus chapter 5.
And y'all, and what Abraham was given was a soul covenant in the blood, y'all, and that's what's passed on. That's what can't be miscegenated out. That's why most nations really hate us, because they say we got that soul covenant and don't know what to do with it. We shameful with it, and you know, somebody else should have it. Y'all been thrown out of your land twice, so when they look at you, they like, oh, those are the despised of God. Yeah, run them out of their land years ago. So that's why they look at you like that. But go ahead, while y'all searching that scripture, I just wanted to let you see soul right here. Soul brother, a fellow Negro of the male sex. Soul sister, a fellow Negro of the female sex. And then they go into soul food, which some of it ain't fit to eat, but you know, but they know what soul is and who got the covenant of the soul.
Yeah. What y'all used to say, Dan, when he had rhythm?
Yeah,
he got soul.
He got soul.
He got soul.
He got soul. He's got that blessing in him, where all of these gifts that would show the prophecy of you, not just the way you looked and you wearing dreads and got a beard or something, but the soul that's inside of you that's activating you to make you do the things that you do that run 110 yards in less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That soul. Yeah.
Yeah. So we in the book of Leviticus chapter 5, y'all. We're talking about this soul.
We're gonna
Start at 1. Start at 1. Start at 1. We're gonna read until we're just gonna read.
Reading in the book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 1.
Now, Pete, what it says, how this chapter start off.
And if a soul sin.
And if what?
A soul sin.
What they say, y'all? And if a soul sin. Did they say if a body sin? They say if a spirit sin? What did it say? So you are what? A soul. So if a soul sin, that means the soul have to pay what? The consequence for it.
Right.
So whatever the soul does, this energy come back to the soul. You just embodying the soul. So of course your body's gonna feel some type of effect, but what's actually getting the effect is the soul.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
And if a soul sin, and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he has seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
No.
Come on.
Or if a soul touch any unclean thing.
Oh, hold on now, peep this. Now the soul touching. How is the soul touching unclean things? It's using what? The vehicle. The body. But did it say the body though? It said what? The soul. So now y'all getting what I'm saying? The soul operating the body. The soul is the driver of the vehicle that we call the body. So when you put out something, whether it's good or bad acts, the karmic energy comes back to the soul.
Right.
Back to the soul. So when we looking at this picture, when we actually looking at this picture right here, oh no, that ain't the picture. This the picture. So when we actually looking at this picture right here, this is his etheric body. Etheric just means energy body, soul body. This is not a physical person. Now, what happens is your spirit body goes inside of the vehicle and operate it out. But this don't come from your physical body. This is coming from your actual soul. This is the aura field that come from your soul. And most of this is coming through your heart. So whenever you put out feelings and emotions, it goes up and it comes back down and goes right back into the man. The boomerang effect. So whatever thoughts you emit out does this. Whatever knowledge you get comes in, goes out, and goes back in. Whatever your lust and desires is, it goes in and come back in. And notice it's talking about your thoughts. That's the first thing it's talking about, your thoughts, which represents the mind, the pineal gland. Then it goes down to your heart, which is the transformation of reality. The feelings, the emotions. Then they talk about your emotions, and that's attached to these three lower things, which is red. Has something to do with lust. But all of these that you emit comes out. You see the electric? This is energy. This is called electromagnetic spectrum. So whatever you putting out, what you going with that? What? Oh man, we need two of them. We're gonna rock this. No, you can take them. But y'all see how this going? Then if you look in this corner, it's a DNA strand, which is what our brother taking right now. He's taking our DNA strand.
We remember.
We forgive you, brother.
Yeah.
But see, this is what's going on. So when you commit these acts, you're actually changing your DNA. This is how you become a sinful person.
Right.
This is why God said he hates the sinner and the sin he commits.
Right.
Because you become one with that sin. Yeah. You're not separate no more. Because what you thinking changing your DNA. It changes your body.
Yeah, you consciously doing it.
You consciously doing it. So all of this stuff is going out into the universe. This is your universe right here. Really called innerverse. Open-ended universe. And it comes right back into you. That's why he said that you were a God. Because whatever you think about, you create, whether it's good or bad. So he gave us all this responsibility, and what we doing with it?
All type of madness.
All type of madness.
Time.
That's right.
You see that? That was a lot of the reason. Or but you gotta remember, everything is a concept though. So it's spiritual first. Just think, like you said, don't mix your fabric. All this is talking about
or seeds.
Yeah, or your seeds. He talking physically too, but what he mainly talking about is mixing your doctrine, your moral code, this light code. Because we go by a light code. We Melchizedek priest and of a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So he's talking about breaking the moral code, which is what they call the 10 Commandments. He's saying you can't be mixing this code with the Egyptians over here. They believe in licking Buddha's butts and all that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You know they actually suck on goat butts?
No.
It's part of their ritual. They will lift the tail of a goat and suck on his butt.
Boy, another version of riding the goat, huh?
And look, those are Egyptians. Those are Hamites.
These are Hamites. So that's why we ain't supposed to be mingling with them. You know what I'm saying? Same thing Samson did. Uh-huh. Yeah, they so look, they connected to their etheric bodies, their spiritual bodies. That's how they so smart. Like they know more math than anybody on planet Earth. A person with autism, it depends on the type though. But man, they better than calculators. This one man, his mind worked faster than a calculator. He calculated something so long it had 1,000 numbers. The calculator stopped at I think like 18 numbers. He went all the way to 1,000.
Yeah. What's that show you had put me on a show on Netflix? On Fire Stick. It was a little boy that was autistic.
What is it called?
The numbers. His daddy was Keith Sutherland or whatever. Yeah. But his number game, they could not mess with it. He was so cold with it, was ridiculous, man.
So that's what they doing. He tapping into what they call the Akashic records, which is your DNA that's attached to your spiritual body.
Hard drive.
It's a hard drive. It's got this with language. Like, have y'all ever asked yourselves, where do language come from? Like, where did language come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? Where did language come from? Anybody know? Huh?
But it was language before then. That's when it was confused.
Where did it come from? Yeah. Where did language come from? Like when Adam was created, right? When Adam was created, what made him start speaking? Well, how did he even know to speak? Where did that come from? Come from what? Comes from DNA. Language comes from DNA. The first language ever in existence was DNA. He spoke from his DNA. He spoke from his blood. He spoke from his DNA. Well, you tore that deal up.
Breathing through the breath of life.
Yeah. When he breathed into him the breath of life and it activated his DNA, it was encoded with a language. This is scientifically proven. Look up the first language. You have a language on your DNA now. And it actually spells out YAH, which is Yah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, dang, did he know he was going to be speaking English from the very beginning? Because if you actually look up the code and numbers inside of your DNA and you translate it to the English letters, it's actually make up words and all of that. Your DNA, the first language ever is DNA. Just look it up, man. Right. Everything I say, you look it up. Blow your mind, man. Yeah. Y'all name written on your hand. It's written in everything. And that was the same thing we was talking about with that hexagram. That's how your DNA is structured. It's structured like a 6-point star. When you speak, you actually speaking out 6-point stars. The spinning on the sides of them is called tonation. All this is proven. You know what I'm saying? Like what we think we know and what we've been taught is totally wrong. Totally wrong. And it's been perverted and it's been used to do wickedness with it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing about karma. Like when we think about karma, we just be thinking like, you know what I'm saying, you do something to come back. But once you get into the spiritual science of it, like we actually creating our own death here. You creating your own death. Like why do that? It makes you think before you actually do something. Like, okay, if I do this, she gonna act like that. If I tell this lie, I'm gonna have to tell this other lie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if I eat this, I know this ain't good for my body. Right. I'm gonna have to bubble guts all day. If I drink too much of this, I'm gonna be tripping. I'm gonna be throwing up all night.
Tastes so good.
Yeah. But what we do? Look, that's when you let the carnal mind override what it is though. We let the carnal mind override what it is, and then we end up doing the wrong things anyway. And then when the byproduct of it be negative, we always want to cry and, you know what I'm saying, booty wop this or point the finger. And it's like, no. Just like Adam did. It was that woman you gave me. No, I told you. You know what I'm saying? And that's that karma. Look, but y'all people, our karma work. By one man's sin, we all die. Wow. By one man's sin.
Right, I got a precept on that, right?
We all die.
And because he, like you're saying, his soul sinned. You gotta understand they were without fault.
Yeah. His soul
sinned. Both Adam and Eve. When they were in perfect righteousness, they were created immortal. And their soul sinned. That's why because it was a supernatural sin.
Yeah. So it was willful.
So now it has to go to supernatural fixing.
Yeah.
That's why when you get to Isaiah 65, then it say, and then shall the dust be the serpent's meat. After the Messiah put him down.
You heard what he's saying?
Then the dust shall be the serpent's meat. That's a 1,000-year curse that ain't hit Satan yet.
Yeah. And man, look what he said. He said supernatural sin.
Yeah, that curse comes at the end.
Supernatural sin.
Just like the woman, the curse of thee back in the garden. When New Jerusalem comes, you have children without pain.
Yeah.
And blood like that.
Yeah. So peep, so when you sin, it's supernatural, because you can't sin with your body. You're sinning with your soul. Your soul is supernatural. So it's a supernatural effect that comes from it. So yeah, if you speed past a stop sign, you might hit a car or get hit by a car. But it's a spiritual effect that takes place too. You know what I'm saying? We have to really be thinking about that. So before we start thinking sin and before we start making idiotic decisions against God, knowing that this count towards your soul. Because this is what you're sinning with.
I did look, if I can say something too, and look, so it's the same flip side. You understand? Right. If sinning is supernatural, then righteousness is super.
Yes.
You feel me? Like if through one man death came, then through one man we all live.
You got to, Zeb got a precept.
You feel me? And it's a ripple effect. Based off his life, we all are living. You feel me? Or got to aim at eternal life based off what he did. Right? Based off what Adam did, we all got to take the dirt now. Or whatever you do affects others, period. You feel me? Stop it. I think Bro was saying that earlier. Thinking as an individual, me, I, well, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Everything you do, the scripture tell you, we don't live or die unto ourselves.
Right, straight up.
Everything you do affects someone around you and in your progeny, your family. You feel me? You can do stuff today that will affect your great-great-grandchildren.
Straight up.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So we have to stop thinking as individuals, start thinking more collective. Like, that's why you say, if you hurt, I hurt. You feel me? Who weak and I'm not offended. Like, you understand? You start thinking like that, and then we be more circumspect in what, like, the decisions we make, the words we speak, because it's affecting somebody. It's affecting somebody, not just yourself. It's almost like if you ever took a rock and threw it in the lake or something.
Yeah.
You see the ripple effect. And the ripples will go all the way over to the other side of the pond.
Yeah. I mean, so it's the same analogy as how the sun and the moon affect you. Like, do y'all know when it's a full moon, that's what brings the tides to the ocean?
Yeah. That's when.
And look, your body is made of 80% of water. So when it's a full moon, you not affected by it?
That's where
come on now.
Right. Blowing warfare.
Right.
Yeah.
Show your fangs.
Hollering at the moon. You must be
Fangs
full
show.
moon tonight. What's going on around here? It's full moon.
Or notice people that's or people that's more in the sun a lot. They more healthy and they way more intelligent. Like this, the sun actually affects your consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And once you start really getting into the intricate of what's going on here, we connected with everything. So when you sin, you disrespecting the very thing God created, which is everything. Like, we ain't only disrespecting ourselves here, because remember, only thing that got something to do with yourself is your soul. Everything else is connected with everybody else. Like, look at the board, right? Y'all see the brain? This is the way your brain, the neurons in your brain fire off. Look at the universe. Do it look different? Do it look different? Because it is the exact same. Remember that picture I showed y'all? How the corn will work? And the universe was coming from his body and going back in? This is how this really works. So when you sin, you affect the very universe. This is why the lake of fire is so harsh. Y'all ain't never asked, like, why God, like, that's some harsh stuff to make a whole lake of fire for somebody. Forever? That's because when you sin, you ultimately disrespecting him in the same way. Like, y'all see how deep this go with our thinking and what we do and the cause and effect? You know what I'm saying? Is it cost that much? Like, we gambling literally with our souls and everybody else's when we think. Like, the cost is high. Molly said it all the time. Ain't no cost that high. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? We be tripping out here.
Yeah, we impulsive, man.
Yeah.
Like, something happen, you get bow-legged in the shoulders, be on 100.
Yeah.
Right. You don't think about nothing until it's over and somebody in handcuffs or somebody leaking out.
Like, he dead.
Right. What was all that about?
And I wasn't thinking. No, Negro, you was thinking. That's why you did that. You was thinking. You just reacted the wrong way. What's up, brother? Yeah, that's all it is choices.
Yeah, sin nature gonna have excuse on judgment.
Yeah, what happened?
Lord, you made me this way.
Nah.
How you gonna judge me and you made me,
man,
like that stuff?
Hey Dan, all I seen in Genesis 1 is he made it and it was good. And it was good. And it was good. He never made nothing that said it was bad.
Right.
We have no excuse, man.
Let's back to the precept.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
John chapter 5.
Oh, boy, you been trying to get
he been trying to get that precept off for like 10 minutes.
John chapter 5, verse 31. Yeah, I was just reading real quick. I ain't got to go that way. Stay where we're going. John chapter 5, verse 31 and verse 32. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another that bear witness of me, and I know that this witness, which is witnesses of me, is true. Because it's coming right back to you.
Yeah, coming right back.
Going to the Most High.
It's coming right back.
If you, like with Adam, he said it wasn't me, it was the woman. And he showed him, no, it's you.
It's you. It's you.
What did I tell you?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't try to put it on.
And this happened with everything in life. Everything you think about, everything you put your hand forth to do is gonna have a cause and effect. It's gonna be a boomerang. And long as we really be thinking about that before we open our mouths and speak, I don't care if you brushing your teeth or you in the shower. Like, before you make any decision, think about this. How would this affect my soul and affect my family? And half the stuff we be doing, it'll stop. Half of what we doing, it'll stop. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, you are not a physical being. You are a soul inhabiting a physical body. If you think that way, all your decisions will be spiritual from now on. Then when you choose to be wicked, at least you like, look, all right, I know exactly what I'm doing.
I'm all in.
I'm all in with my wickedness now.
Right.
Yeah, I already know what my consequences is. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of being lukewarm? One minute, you know what I'm saying, you got on Christ, next minute you ain't got on Christ. 1 minute you want to speak good, you don't want to talk or mention nobody's name, next minute you do. Like, all of your good works is in vain at this point. And again, whatever you put out has to come back.
That's
have to.
That's
Right.
what scare everybody in.
Have to.
Right. And that's why most of them get caught, because they put it on film.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have to see it. You know, they want to see themselves in it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what's coming back to bite all of them.
Yeah.
We got you on film. You got to be careful. You can take a picture with them phones. It's got it already.
Yeah. And what's
So
crazy?
you got to be careful. Somebody get a hold of that and they got, oh, what do you mean private? When you got the phone, it said it ain't private.
Right.
We subject to get in there and get all your info.
Yeah.
Every app you
Everything.
download say give this app permission to access your contacts and your
Yeah.
photos.
What you say? Access your conscience.
That's what they said, access your conscience. Look, when you used to go to type in, and then it's filling the rest for you.
I'm telling you,
it's
boy.
already in your head.
Yep.
You jump back, wait a minute.
They said it was a smartphone.
Can I use your phone?
Oh, okay.
Can I use your phone to search something? No, you don't. Yeah, now you can't search on my phone. What you been up to?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody asks you to use your phone. If it take you 5 minutes to hand your phone, though, you been up to some war.
Something
ain't right.
Go ahead, big bro.
That's why trials we stumble and come right back around until you get it right.
The what?
You know, like trials we go through, like it'll come again. Like,
It's called a karmic lesson. We finna get in that. It's called karmic lesson.
That's when you be lying to yourself.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna never do it again.
Yeah, and then you keep
comes right
experiencing.
back.
Yeah, but like what's crazy is like you will be good, doing good in life, following the commandments, you living good, feeling good, and then all of a sudden something tragic happened to you, and we never think about the sins we committed 5 years ago. We automatically go back 5 days ago. I've been good for a whole week. Like what you do 2 weeks ago? Like that's just, it ain't remembered no more. Like we really need to start thinking more intelligently. You know what I'm saying? With our souls. We don't be thinking right. You know what I'm saying? We using our souls to commit all types of wickedness, and then wickedness happened back to us, and now it's, you know what I'm saying?
And then look, when the certain things happen, the Most High put it right in their conscience. You just shouldn't ignore it. But he bring it back. You remember what you was doing 10 years ago?
Yeah.
You feel me? When you did all that, right? You remember what you did back when you was about to go to Six Flags?
Yeah.
Let all the tires out of everybody, all the air out of everybody's tires.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know
You get grown in your
that
20s, and then your rims get jacked.
Right.
You feel me? And then that, like, dang, why you mad? You own one. Like, man, who got my rims?
Yeah.
And Most High, like, you remember when you was 10?
Right.
And you poked up everybody's tires on the block.
Right.
And your daddy had to pay for all that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, nothing that you do escapes. It comes back.
Got
some
to.
way, shape, form, or
It
fashion.
got to.
And the Most High hit you with it. Like, you remember that? Sit on down somewhere.
That's why everybody with near-death experiences, they say my life flashed before my eyes, but it's all of that sin.
Yeah, it don't never be the good stuff,
do
do
snatch
it?
that purse and working them hubcaps off and crawling out of windows.
They sure never see the good stuff.
Sticking your hand in here and all them fly by to let you know all of these are worthy of the lake of fire. Every one of these just flew by.
You knew that witness was true.
And you always say, I gotta give my life, and then you go back to church for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, look, honestly though, before y'all ask y'all questions, like, actually sit back and ask yourself, do I take my soul serious? We don't, man.
No.
We don't. Just think about the stuff you do daily. The BS and drama you keep up daily. The lies you tell daily. The people you talk about daily. The stuff you can do for people and don't do daily. Like, really, honestly, like, sit back and think, do I take my soul seriously? You'll start realizing, like, dang, I'm worthy of death. And I'm not talking about the first one. So know that when you think about that, like I'm straight lake of fire worthy for all these sins I committed, that should jumpstart everybody's subconscious mind to be like, hold on, I'm finna, before I do anything, I'm gonna really ask myself, what would Jesus do?
Right.
It sounds cliche, but like you really have to do that upon every thought. Otherwise, you always holding yourself into subjection of sin, and that comes back. Sin comes back, and you have to pay for it. And like with me, all my whole life, everything I did bad, I paid immediately. I'm talking about immediately. Robbed somebody, 3 days later, I was caught. You know, I ain't get time to run or none of that. I'm talking about everything, man. Anytime I ever did anything, it came back quick to the bug. I'm like, how these niggas out here just doing all these crimes and living life good? I do. As soon as I lie, I'm get caught in lies and that. I'm like, it ain't even in me to. But I'm glad that the MostHigh respond to me that way though. Right. Keep me in check. We got them over here, sister. Then we right to you. Deja vu. The take on deja vu is your feeling, that spirit. Because we gotta remember the spirit is recycled, right? The spirit, but the spirit holds memory, which is the heart. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can look this up too. People getting heart transplants and they becoming, like a KK member had a heart transplant of a 19-year-old black man. He the black dude that got into a car accident and died. But he loved rap music and he played the violin. Well, this KKK member needed a heart transplant and he hated niggas, right? He got this black man heart. His wife left him. He started listening to rap music. He started playing the violin and all this stuff. And then look, this is over 200,000 cases of this happening, showing you that memory can be transferred through spirit, right? So check this out. So deja vu is, because remember, your spirit is not yours. It's been recycled from your ancestors. Your spirit and your DNA is not yours. The only thing that's yours is your physical vehicle and your soul. So deja vu, look this up, scientifically proven, where the spirit go through a memory moment of the spirit somewhere else, and you recognize it. And it's like, I done did this before, but when you really sit and think about it, you haven't. So what is that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You feeling and remembering a memory and a feeling of something, but you can't put your nose on it. It's that spirit recycling a memory.
I feel you, because I had deja vu since I've been
right. Yeah.
You feel
look,
then you.
So I think my question would be
the future.
Laying back.
Right.
Do you think that deja vu and recycling in the spirit, because that's what my spirit is.
That's all it is.
Well, and then first thing, always like I say, we always go scripture first. So we give what the Bible call it, and then we give it its scientific term. Mm-hmm. So we don't talk scientific first. We always talk Bible, and the Bible call them dreams.
Yeah.
The same as deja vu. A dream, you got to get the interpretation thereof. It may leave you before you wake up. You knew it was powerful, but you just can't think of it. What was that? It's affecting me now. All my karma is affected now, but I don't know what it is. So they would send somebody with the spirit of dreams of interpreter like Joseph, and he would come and tell you, this what you dreamed, partner. You in my head. But what they call like premonitions is a vision.
Yeah.
The script called vision. You see it from the start to the end of it. And at this time, this guy gonna sit here and he gonna do this and he gonna do that. Thou should know at this time when that happened, this the person, like the Bible named Alexander before his birth.
Before he was born, right.
That what his name was gonna be.
Right.
So that's
Cyrus
the point. Yeah, Cyrus that you looking in versus where we come from versus what's happening in the future. You peeping up there.
Yeah, so
that's where we need to get to. But you're recycling the past. What we talking about, how you looking into the future.
Yeah, deja vu was more like what they call deja vu was more like a vision or a peep into something that you're gonna run up on, like in the future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, speaking as a man, deja vu I don't know nothing about it until I'm right in the middle of
right.
it. Right. Before. So that's the MostHigh warning you about something before you actually go through it. You see what I'm saying? Like you about to see this, and then you actually see it. Like, but that's different than almost premonition because that's almost like final destination.
Yeah. Right. You go around the corner, it's gonna be a red horse.
The phone rang, trash can got knocked over.
Right.
I seen this before. Let's get off this bus.
Right.
Yeah. Deja vu more like you be right in the middle and be like, hold on.
Yeah.
I've been here
That
before.
spirit is true. You be like, this happened before.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing you say, man, it's deja vu because this happened before.
Yeah.
That spirit, that recycle of spirits told you was coming. Now you dead in the middle of it. You like, man, I felt this before. And it ain't even more of you seeing it. It's the feeling. You be like, man, I straight felt this before.
God had both of those experiences. And really, I think my question would be, do you feel is it the scripture that made say you know more about whether or not this is the time where the MostHigh, where he is recycling your spirit, but where he is recycling your spirit until you get this right?
Just sending understanding to you. So when you judge, see, you'll remember all of these dreams you forget at Judgment Day. You remember them perfectly. Remember when I sent that to you, a dream about you, be like, oh yeah, that's it, that's the answer.
And then look,
you know it's bringing that back to you clearly. The full dream, because it's dealing with your soul. It's dealing with your subconscious at Judgment Day. So you're going to be clear on the matter. When you get back in this flesh and carnal thinking and you trying to remember supernatural, you can't.
Yeah.
You can go in your closet and pray for the interpretation and he'll give it to you then.
Yeah.
Those 3 cats on the porch you saw was Earl, Willie, and Jake.
Yeah.
They say don't be round there at the chicken joint Saturday. And you get that understanding and you don't go that way.
Right.
Let me read this for the brother real quick, Job. And look, it's scriptures in Job. Job is an excellent book about visions too. Job, write this down real quick, bro. Job chapter 4, 12 through 17. And then Job chapter 33. Job chapter 33, verses 14 through 18. This is about visions, right? This is Job 33, just real quick, y'all. It says Job 33 and 14. It says, for the Most High speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceived it not. In a dream,
right?
In a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men,
yes, sir,
and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealed their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. So it's when the Most High did with you in the visions is to give you a warning about something that you about to run up on. See what I'm saying? So that's Job 4, 12 to 18, Job 33, 13 on down. And the whole point is to give you some type of instruction to keep you back from perishing or falling by the sword. You feel me? And when we start stripping off that, and then what Daniel also said too, we got to start asking the Most High for understanding in some of our dreams. A lot of us like, oh, that was a dream. I don't know what that meant or whatever.
Right.
And you don't ever pray and ask the Most High, Lord, what did that mean?
Right.
I need understanding on that because he ain't just coming to shoot the breeze with you like, what's up, dog? What's the deal? He coming to give you some type of instruction so you can order your steps properly. You understand? So just check them out when you get the change.
Hey, Hebrew, what's
about them visions?
What's that? Sirach, talking about the dream.
Sirach 34.
Yeah, let's read that real quick.
Sirach 34. That's another one too.
Yeah, 34, yeah.
Sirach 34 in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes chapter 34.
And you know, like one brother told me, he said, man, I always had this dream. I got to get away from these dreams. I'm having my way too much. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In these dreams. And he said, how can I control? He said, man, I want to dream righteous though. Sometimes I see some things and I be trying to figure out what is that. I say, do you go back into the dream? Do you ask the Father for answers and go back in the dream to find out? He's like, no, I ain't never did. I say, when you get woke up and you said you was mad about getting woke up out of that fun dream, do you go back in there? He said, yeah. He said, man, I almost was starting to go to bed early so I could get into that dream. I said, so go to bed early and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Flip the script and go back in there and quit wanting an answer to come to you, or because you're going to go to Miss Rudolph then. Just like you all day, thought about that all day. I can't wait to get home to go to bed.
That's right.
Having his way with Beyonce in the dream. You know,
in the dream.
Yeah.
mad cause he got woke up. And then say, how do you know in your dreams? How does God talk to you? How was you talking in that? Did you go back in there? Yeah, I got right back in there. I programmed my mind to get right back in there.
Yeah.
Do the same thing with righteousness.
So he lucid dreaming about
Hey,
yeah.
This right here is Sirach, chapter 34, or Ecclesiastes, chapter 34. I'm going to read verses 1 through 7. Sirach 34, my bad, excuse me. Sirach 34, verses 1 through 7. This is also about visions and dreams, which is major because it's dealing with the mind and dealing with the soul.
Right.
You feel? Dealing with your conscience. There's a level of conscience even when you sleep. That's the proof right there.
Yeah. That's right.
When you sleep, there's something still going on.
The subconscious wake up on you, boy.
Yeah. Sirach chapter 34, verse 1. It says, the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. Of an unclean thing, what can be clean? And from that which is false, what truth can come? Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain, and the heart fancieth as a woman's heart in travail.
So that's the flip side to some dreams. Some dreams don't be from the Most High.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to peep that too. That's why it's good, like Dad said, pray for the interpretation, because it might not even be from the Most High.
Exactly.
Might be from your own subconscious mind.
Right.
Because you know when you dreaming about sleeping with Beyonce, that ain't from the Most High.
That's not really reality for us.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
That never happened. verse 6. If they be not sent from the Most High, in your visitation, set not your heart upon them.
Right.
For dreams have deceived many, and they have failed that put their trust in them.
See that?
So you got dreams actually that if they not sent from the Most High, where they sent from?
Exactly.
You feel me? So you already know it. I mean, if it ain't instruction of the Most High or something for you to be working in righteousness or to look out for, if it's you and rob 10 banks in one day,
right,
you're playing so much Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
That's what's
you know what I'm saying? You know, because that's of the devil trying to tempt you to go do your thing.
Right. Because you can't sin in your sleep.
Yeah,
exactly. It's all corn.
You can't sin in your sleep. Like Deuteronomy 23:10 is a nocturnal emission happening in your sleep. You have to do exactly what Leviticus 15 say. The same washing ritual, even though it wasn't physical, you was dead asleep, but you did a physical act.
With your soul.
With your soul. I'm talking about you couldn't do that awake. I'm talking about sleep and bang. There you go.
Yeah, you're a wet dream.
Soggy shorts in the morning. You have to follow Leviticus 15 for a supernatural dream. And cleanse yourself. You still unclean until the evening from a supernatural act.
Leviticus what?
15.
Yep, and Deuteronomy 23:10 is what you're saying.
See, but that just lets you know that you are the soul. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you saying.
That's further proof right there.
Look, here it is right here, Deuteronomy 23:10. If there be among you any man that is not clean by reason of uncleanness, that chanceth him by night, then shall he go abroad out of the camp. He shall not come within the camp. But it shall be when evening cometh on, he shall wash himself with water. And when the sun is down, he shall come into the camp again.
Right, because you don't know what you was dreaming about. Could have been your neighbor's woman, and you done let loose.
And your
whole lot of up here got to be checked.
Yeah.
That's why we got to pray for sins that we know that we did and sins that we don't know we did.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
I mean, the best thing to do is keep that scripture on your mind right when you go to sleep.
When you go to sleep.
Facts a lot of that. You feel me? You'll be dreaming about some madness. You dig? Supernatural is all back based off brothers. The lesson he talking about is all that. The soul, the mind, the conscience, you feel me? That's a major part that we don't realize we're going to have to give an account for.
Yeah.
Them thoughts, because them thoughts dictate your action and they dictate your speech. You know
That's right.
So that's the root of the problem, is your mind, your conscience.
Right.
You feel me? Or what the Bible calls your heart.
Right.
You understand? That's major right there, man.
Right.
Once we start correcting the matter there, we can be successful in waging war against sin out of it.
Mental, warrior mental. Just cause you ain't look at your brother, girl, and went step to him and be like, hey, look, I think we can do this and that. But you in your mind the whole time doing this and that. It's the same thing. It's still sin.
Yeah, that's adultery.
It's adultery.
Still adultery.
And that's worthy of death.
Because you training the soul to do it.
Exactly.
Like soon as he ain't around, as soon as she say she ain't happy,
Right.
You're not happy, are you, sister?
Right.
See, he ain't no good either, but let me tell you about another last
Right.
week he was out hanging in.
Right.
Yeah, he done did such and such and such and such anyway.
Hey, bro.
What's up, bro?
Okay, like, so it's clearly stated, man, that's not good with that lady's wife, right?
Right.
That's one of the commandments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, MostHigh covered all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we obviously are suffering curses of Deuteronomy 28.
Yes, sir.
We obviously suffering that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are.
Mental trauma.
But we can't use it as an excuse though.
Right.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm saying like all of us in this country and all over the world, us kids, we suffer from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we in this captivity and we getting our information about God from the Gentiles, and he don't know nothing about our God, really. We didn't teach him what he was.
And now I think that's one of the main problems
It's a
right
big
there.
problem. You know
Our
what
whole
I'm saying?
our perception,
Still praying for that white dude.
our perception has been changed, man. It's
Right,
our
but the
perception.
deal would have to be, since you learned it from the black man, have sin and stopped.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Say that again, like.
Since you found out and learned from the black man, so to speak, has sin and stopped.
Nope. Nope.
So we dealing with a mental.
Boy, it's mental. Warrior mental.
A soul, what he talking about still.
See, we can't save this person because of what we went through. We're only here because of what our forefathers did.
Yeah, which is
So
good.
the problem was before here.
Yep.
It just continues here.
Yeah, we
But
suffer.
that's why we here for what they did.
We suffer
That's
from
why
karma.
we here.
This is karma.
This karma. So
I get that. What I'm saying is, though, I understand that perfectly. What I'm saying is, though, okay, so we know that. We know that.
I mean, since you found out Christ was black, has sinning stopped?
stopped. That's the question.
Exactly.
See, that's so it don't.
Boom.
So right.
You answering your own question.
Right.
So it's a conscious thing. You saying how you change your conscience. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody ain't gonna get it.
Treating your neighbor as you do yourself. If you don't walk in that, you'll be around people that won't do it to you. That's how you surround yourself, and you introduce new people to that
I mean,
walk.
look, Christ told you what it was. The harvest is plenty, but the labors are few.
Right.
So it's work that got to get done, like you said. You understand? And some of us out here working, like really working,
Right.
getting it done. You feel me? Same thing you could be doing.
Straight
You
up.
understand? Like this word won't go forth. It's gonna go forth to all four corners of the earth. So yeah, it's plenty of work. How do we get the word out? It's getting out, especially in this age of internet. You know what I'm saying? Digital marketing. You get on your smartphone and see somebody over in Japan claiming
Right.
they know what they're doing. You understand? So there ain't no excuse. The work is getting done. The whole thing is consciously, are you gonna put your hand to the plow and consciously, or you tempted to do wrong, or you gonna do what's right?
Exactly.
What you choose to do.
Exactly.
You feel me? That way you won't be a hindrance to the body of Christ. You see what I'm saying? You gotta make a conscious decision to do what's right even when everybody else is doing wrong.
Right.
Alright. Uzziah, you got something?
It's off the wall.
Here we are.
So if you walk in righteousness, everybody keep doing it. I can see kind of like how y'all was. I can see y'all like I was when I came here and started asking a lot of questions. But everybody's not going to give you something. So it's going to go off your wall. And you're constantly like doing whatever you need to do. That's how you make a separation of who's on the seed against the most I put on us as opposed to that's how you separate you from her. It's not in your power to reach everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's in your power, like she's saying, to get your own consciousness together. And those around you that this message is full, that energy that
Boom. Gonna hit them.
Right.
Boom.
Right.
Be a light unto the Gentiles.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Boom. That light.
And they'll see it. They children see it.
You see it from
So
behind.
children are in innocence. Children will see it, and children will know if you got bad energy going on you.
Yeah.
That comedian, that transsexual Flame Monroe said, I can fool everybody but children.
Yeah.
Children look, you's a man.
Yeah. I know my little baby won't go to a lot of people.
You a man.
What's wrong?
Shut up, all that money out and spend a Victoria's Secret. Shut up. But you have to make a covenant with your mind.
Got to. It's a mental thing.
So you're saying, I got to agree with what the Most High is telling me. I got to make a covenant with this that I ain't going to go left hand field. I'm going to stay on this course, on this path. I got to make this covenant with my eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting from my whole class. You want to keep the most out of yourself.
Yeah. It's really about like just men. It's things just men do that's been proven out. They make a covenant with themselves, like Jacob said, if the Lord be with him, then he promised in Genesis 30, I will give you 1/10 of everything I ever get in my possession. I promise this gonna happen. So you make a covenant with the Most High that you're gonna do right, but you gotta stick to vows. That's why he say let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. But if you make a vow is like swearing. That's why in court they ask you to swear on the Bible, which you should never do. You should say I affirm. They will accept I affirm. Affirm is just saying yea and nay. But if I swear, then they tell you if you wrong, 5 years for perjury, but never for affirming. And that's what the Messiah said, because you may not know how they coming. You only thinking like yesterday, like bro said, they back 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You rolled with a posse like this 20 years ago, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then they start calling names and they come back to memory. Lil Earl and Skillet, when y'all was robbing people at the bus stop, and you thinking, damn, they back that far? Same connection. But if you in, bro, where you going? I just want to read this
10,
up.
3 and 4.
Just Job 31 real quick. Job 31, I'm just going to hit this, y'all ain't got to get on. This is just Job. This is why he was found a just man. I made a covenant with mine eyes. Job 31. When I should think upon a maid. So this is what he said. Every time I think about a woman, these the rules I set for myself. For what portion of Yah is there from above? And what inheritance of the Almighty from on high? Is not destruction to the wicked and a strange punishment to the workers of iniquity? Does not he see my ways and count all my steps? If I have walked with vanity, or if my foot hath hasted to deceit, let me be weighed in an even balance, that Yah may know mine integrity. If my step have turned out of the way, and my heart walked after mine eyes, and if any blot have cleaved to mine hand, then let me sow, and let another eat. Yea, let my offspring be rooted out. If my heart have been deceived by a woman, or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind to enough, and let others bow down upon her. For this is a heinous crime. Yea, it is iniquity to be punished by the judge. So that's a covenant he made with himself to keep him on track. Because now you got to set a guideline, not only from the Most High, but you showing you truly fear. If you have to put extra things to help you out, to help you get through that walk, then by all means do it. But make a covenant with your own mind.
Y'all peep what he said? He said if I lay with somebody's wife, let somebody lay with mine.
Now who want that?
Nobody.
That'll straighten you out, wouldn't it?
You're going to be held to our standards.
Right.
You're going to walk circumspectly out there.
Yeah. Johnny Taylor make jams off of these type of scripts.
I got a couple more scriptures and we'll get out of here.
Excellent class, man.
Yeah, I'm about to do a straight presentation.
Yeah, I already knew that. You knew that coming in.
Y'all realize?
Hey, you can't take nothing that
All
deep
the
and try to
questions,
get it in 4
all the
hours.
questions y'all had.
Well,
all I
but
got
it's
off
gonna
was 4
help.
scriptures.
It's gonna help though. All the questions. So when you do sit down, all them included. All that thought process. You know.
And then, but see, that's part of it because the understanding to we sending and receiving, sowing and reaping, right? And so the what's being sent is being received because understanding is being had.
Yeah, most definitely.
Questions is asking, oh, that's why. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of teaching is for you to receive something and then you can apply it in your everyday walk.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like, he can get up here and throw out all type of terms. You be like, what is he saying?
Right.
You feel me? Akkadian rhythms and biospheric atmosphere and you feel me?
Right.
The Galactic Council of the Ninth Stargate. You be like, boy, what is he talking about?
Right.
But you feel me? But if it's sending and it's being received properly, you can process and send back like, hey, that's what's up. I get that. So it's gratification on both ends.
Yeah.
You feel me? Even if those is teaching, if what I'm saying you can receive it and a light click on, then you like, oh, I ain't too crazy.
Yeah.
I
Now,
understood what I just said to him.
Yeah.
You received it and sent it back like green light. That's what we talking
so
about.
now when I do it at home, y'all can actually sit through it and be like, I already know what it's about anyway. Now we can go through all the scriptures and
And eat even more because presentations and deeper scriptures and articles and all that. You be like, well, let me sit on down, you know. And you can meditate and reflect off that. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let's hit these last 2 scriptures. We're going to get up out of here. Job 4. Job 4, 6 through 8. Since we already in Job.
Chapter 4?
Yep, 6 through 8.
I put the Job earlier when I was talking about the videos.
Yeah.
But I went down, I did 20 up to which
Job did. Hold on. Let me go back and show right.
6 through 17.
Yeah, that was finished. That was
Yes, ma'am. 1 through 7. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we didn't get through the video. We need to hit a soul center. That was a good one.
I think we need to hit that back.
Which one?
Leviticus 15.
Oh, we did? Oh, yeah, cause yeah. All right, let's get back there and then we hit these 2 scriptures and get up out of here.
So that's back on whoever has it. Y'all, we're gonna hit these last few, y'all. We get on out of here. How's sis doing? Need to be what? Okay, all right.
She need help getting to the car or something?
There's some ice over there.
I gave it to her. They got a bag ice.
Okay.
What you need, Cool? She need help getting up?
What you need from me? I mean, we can help out.
Yeah, you need some brothers to help.
Go out there with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple of these Hebrews.
Right, come on now. Look at what I said.
I
said, you know about to go down, brother.
You go help, Zay.
Right.
You know.
Right.
No, we got her, Zay. We got him. Zay crazy, man.
But he right about it. Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Man, the Most High be with you, sis.
No doubt.
Most definitely in our prayers.
Cody, let us know what's going on. So we
Most definitely. All right, Most High be with
Yeah,
y'all.
is that a scarf? Who coat? Y'all got everything? Okay.
All right, let's get back to where we was at. Finish these 2 scriptures off, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
all right.
May the Most High be with y'all.
Right, no doubt.
Praying for you, sis.
Lay down. We'll take a nap soon.
Man, crazy.
Very crazy. We're back in the book of Leviticus.
Nah, we out of Leviticus.
I thought you said
No, 15.
Going back, but we never finished.
Never finished it. 15.
15
Oh, we did?
Yeah, 15 and 5.
Yeah, we did. We going down.
5, 1, 2.
Yeah, and then you're going to hit your last 2. Were you going down fast?
No, I was going to 5. We ain't read 5.
Right,
We ain't read 5.
we just started 2.
So we had 3, 4, 5, and then we go to another scripture. We had Leviticus 5. We reading 1 through 5.
We hadn't finished that. We got on a whole lot of other things.
Yeah. Leviticus 5, 1 through 5. He was at verse 3.
Verse 2.
Verse 2, come on.
In the book of Leviticus chapter 5 verse 2. Or if a soul touch any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of unclean cattle.
Notice what he said though, if a soul, he never said if a body touch, he never said if a spirit touch, he said if a soul, showing you that all of these acts that you manifesting, whether it's good or bad, is actually conducting from your soul. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole reason for this karmatic energy. It comes back to the soul man. Come on.
Or the carcass of unclean creeping things. And if it be hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty. Or if he touch the uncleanness of man, whatsoever uncleanness it be, that a man shall be defiled withal.
Now you see what he said? Or if he, so he just connected man and soul as one. Right. First he said soul, and from 1 and 2 he said soul, and once you get to 3, if he. Right. So you are the soul. So when you sinning and you out here doing good or bad, it's your soul that's doing it. That's why it's soul repercussions for it. That's why it's soul consequences.
Makes sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Soul consequence.
Soul consequences.
That's what swearing does. Swearing puts your soul on the table.
Right.
You're saying this is what I'm gambling with when I swear.
Yeah.
So y'all be careful, and we do that a lot. I swear I ain't gonna do it no more. No.
Come on with it.
And it be hid from him. When he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty. Or if a soul swear.
There it go. So what is swearing? Is the body swearing, or is the soul swearing? So that means what's gonna be held accountable if this contract get broke? The soul. Same thing when you sleeping with a woman in your head. Who slept with the woman? The soul. You don't need your body to commit sin. You can do that all within your own mind.
That's wild.
That's right.
Wow.
You can do that all within your own mind. Most definitely. You better.
For. The flesh you don't care about. You fear him who can destroy body and soul.
Yeah. Free your mind and the rest will follow. You know what I'm saying? First you get the mind, then they say you get the body. So once you capture the mind, the body have nothing, it has to follow. Because the mind is the strings. The body is the puppet. You the puppet master, the mind is the puppet master. So if you pray for the mind, the body have no choice but to get in line.
That's right.
So if you constantly putting out righteous thoughts and righteous actions with your mind, guess what this karmatic energy does? Bring you back righteous gifts.
That's right.
And keep it going that way. But if you go on the negative side of it and you constantly putting out impurities and violence and breaking all these laws, well, what's gonna happen? All of the repercussions and the consequences from you doing all that comes back. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can't eat pizza every day of your life. High cholesterol ends in heart attack and stroke. Boom. That's the karmatic energy from that. Same thing, eating fruits all your life. Now you have a healthy body. This is the same concept with your soul, which is your consciousness and your subconscious. You see what I'm saying? But we always got to remember, what I do, what I think is coming back to my soul.
That's
Once
right.
we really, really think that before any decision we make, before any conversation we have, before any action we make, I think we all would be better off. I know we all be better off.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like Mally always say, we need to start holding our souls to a higher accountability.
That's right.
You see, did y'all see what Job did? He made a covenant on his own.
Like that whole chapter though, read that whole chapter though.
He's serious with it. He made a whole covenant on his own. If I think about it and I lay with somebody's wife, let them lay with mine. If I commit this sin and act, let this be done unto me.
Oh.
Huh? Same thing that David did when the prophet asked him, what should he do with that person? David like, he should be dead. He like, oh, you spoke it, thou have spoken. He like, dang, the whole time I did this, and what happened for that forbidden act he did? The baby still had to die.
Right.
The baby. That baby didn't do nothing wrong, but still had to die.
In 7 days.
Yeah, in 7 days.
Because 8 days, what would have happened?
He had to get circumcised. And you can't circumcise sin. You can't do that. So you see the karmatic energy, how that works? So we need to start really be thinking like, dang, it's gonna be a ripple effect. Like, if I make this decision, will this hurt God? Will this hurt my soul? Will this hurt my wife? Will this hurt my children? Will this hurt the household? Will this hurt the people down in the Sears building? We all need to be doing that whenever we move. Like, how would this hurt them and affect them? And I'm talking about on the biblical level, not on no emotional feelings level. Like, would this hurt them biblically? Would this torment and probably bring their souls into condemnation? If that's on the table, then I needs not to be doing that.
That's right.
Period. Because remember, it's scientific. And look, once you match the science up to the Bible, I see a lot of people like to understand that way. So this is biblically and scientifically proven that karma is real, and it all starts from you and end back up in you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So what are you gonna do with that knowledge? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. When we leave this class, are we gonna actually be thinking before we do? Are we gonna be gossiping? Are we gonna be lying on one another? Are we gonna be bickering back and forth over things that don't matter? Or am I gonna be thinking unrighteousness? Am I gonna be hugging my brother, but if I could get away with it, I stab him in his back? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to think about these things, because your soul, as we seen on these pictures, as we see right, your soul is literally on the line here.
That's right.
With every thought you think of, your soul is on the line. Yeah, we ain't got it easy. Every thought you think of, your soul is on the line, is weighed in the balance. What you gonna do with that?
Let me read two scriptures real quick. Just real quick, y'all. Proverbs 15, verse 26.
Yes, sir.
The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to Yah, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. Proverbs 15 and 26. Your thoughts can be evil in the eyes of the Most High. 15 and 26. Proverbs 4 and 27. Proverbs 4 and 23. Excuse me. Proverbs 4 and 23. Keep thy heart, or your mind, right?
Yeah.
Keep thy heart with all diligence.
Y'all heard that? So keep your soul with all diligence. Right? Your soul with all diligence. Diligence means you diligent at something. He's talking about righteousness. You diligent with righteousness. You constantly, consciously seeking the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
Come on.
Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
So whatever you think about, out of it is your issues of life. So you thinking in your soul, then it manifests through your vehicle.
Right.
Because remember, you need a body to express consciousness. That's the only thing, this is all this is for. But he's saying, whether your body express it or not, I still can judge you and make you guilty of things you think and don't express consciously. For one of them, thinking about laying with another man's wife. It's still adultery.
Yeah.
So like, that's why the law became spiritual. I don't have to catch you in the act of sleeping with somebody's wife. The Most High judge now, Christ. That's why the judgment is greater now. Because them spiritual thoughts that you thinking to yourself, by yourself, and don't nobody know, you still can get judged for them.
Oh, that succubus coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that incubus coming too for women. You'll have those night visions and visitors. And it's terrible.
We done with that, Hebrew?
No, we just said 4.
All right, come on with it.
Verse 4. Or if a soul swear, pronouncing with his lips to do evil, or to do good, whatsoever it be that a man shall pronounce with an oath, and it be hid from him, when he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty in one of these.
Wow. Verse 5.
And it shall be, when he shall be guilty in one of these things, that he shall confess that he has sinned in that thing.
You see that? So the soul sinners, the body don't sin, the soul sin. You just use your body to, you know what I'm saying? That's all you're doing. You using your body to manifest what your mind been thinking. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the body, it's the soul. Because if it was righteous thoughts on your mind, you wouldn't be doing wicked things.
That's right.
Point blank, period. All right, let's get these last two scriptures. Let's get Job 4, 6 and 8.
Job chapter 4. It's on verse 6.
Yeah, let's go. Yep, Job chapter 4, 6 through 8. And we got one more after that, family. And I'll make sure I do a good presentation at the house.
No doubt, bro. Yeah, man. You're excellent edifier.
Yes, sir.
All praise.
All praise the Most High.
Job chapter 4, Verse 6. Is not this thy spirit, thy confidence, thy hope, and the uprightness of thy ways? Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished, being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity.
They that what?
Plow iniquity.
So they that plant sow iniquity, right, which is sin. They that put out iniquity, what?
And sow wickedness, reap the same.
You see that? See that? So you sowing and plowing iniquity, you reap it the same way. The same way. Whatever you put out, whether it's mentally or whether it's physically done, you still reaping the same thing. Because whether you, just because he's sinning now, but you thinking about the sin, you're going to eventually end up doing it too. So you reaping that same thing, and that is not a benefit. It's not a benefit to be cursed for your sins.
That's right.
See that? So there's no difference. Whatever you think about, it's called energy. It comes back to you. That's how electricity works. It starts from a conductor and it ends back at the conductor. So this is how it goes. So what are you going to do? And knowing that you're this powerful being, how are you using your thoughts? How are you using your body? Knowing that you are a God. What is your creation? You creating evil and wicked worlds inside the head of yours? Or are you creating good thoughts and righteous thoughts inside their head? Let's not forget that he said that you were gods. What are you the God of? Wickedness?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Most of our thoughts are destructive. You
Yeah.
just be real with yourself and analyze it. You dig? Most of your thoughts that you entertain, that you never rebuke, or that you even just try to ignore them away instead of checking them, they destructive.
Man, I'm talking about it's hell.
You be driving to have crazy thoughts.
Right.
You feel me? You've been around your loved ones and imagine a right hook coming out of nowhere. And
Right.
Coming out of nowhere.
Right.
Just be real with yourself.
Right.
The thoughts that you entertain and never rebuke are destructive.
Yeah.
Right.
Or, look, do this, y'all. Walk around with a piece of paper. I did this a year ago. I need to do it again. Walk around with a piece of paper, split it in half. I call it the dot system. On one side, the right side, called righteousness. On the left side, called wickedness. Whenever you have a thought, put a dot on each side. If it's a wicked thought, like look up and start weighing the balance for yourself. Judge yourself. You be like, damn, I got all these dots on this wicked side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now imagine them taking this piece of paper, the angels, the messengers to God in Christ on Judgment Day, and weighing that in the balance. What is that? That's the lake of fire. Judge yourself first.
You just think you born. I was born like that. You know, I was just raised. You know, them shoulders getting going up. I just was raised just to, you know.
Right.
You think that's you. You think that's all good.
Nah.
You feel me? We come to love being destructive and being angry and being sinful.
That's right.
And being revengeful.
Yeah.
We are very revengeful people. Knowing that ain't for us. We are very revengeful. And it's karma even in that. It's karma even in that. You know what I'm saying? Flat
I
out.
see why you say love one another. It's easy. The whole world hate us.
Right.
Right. The whole world hate us, and then we hate each other.
That's crazy, boy.
Well, ain't nothing. We ain't got nothing good coming.
Straight up.
Nothing good there. You're hated by even your own.
Yeah.
What's the problem? It's much more righteous. It may be harder because of the culture we in, but it's way more righteous to kill that flame and say, "No, I love you."
Right. Most definitely.
You. Bless you too. I'll be praying for you. And you start seeing, you have to feel a shock go through your body when you say, "I bless those that hate me."
Right.
And when you're sitting up doing your meditations or whatever, you know, Lord, I bless those that hate me. I pray for those that hate me. I bless those that's lying.
So you feel that shock?
You feel me? You start feeling a shock. Like,
that
that
electricity, that positive electricity leaving out.
You start feeling better around here. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds crazy until you put it in action. Try it. Try it. I've tried it within the last month. Like, I actually feel better. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got them evil. I ain't harvesting no evil thoughts for that brother, that sister.
Right.
Even though they mumbling, I feel it. I ain't even gotta hear you. I ain't gotta get no. By the time the call come through, I already knew it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I figure what you putting out, I receive. You understand? So when you start receiving them, just try it. Just be like, I bless that brother. He hate me right now, but I'm gonna pray for that brother.
Yeah.
I love the ones that hate me, and I bless those that curse me and despitefully use me.
Yeah.
And feel that shock. Your body gonna be shocked, like, whoa.
Yeah. So look, we all know with that scripture. You got our last scripture, Proverbs 26, 27. I'm gonna run through a couple of these pictures and then we can get a Psalms. What Psalms we got?
Already out. Been Israel.
57?
57.
We're going to Proverbs 26 and 27. Then we're going to close out with Psalms 57. And I'll show y'all a couple of these pictures. Just a couple of them.
And y'all, like he said, if you ain't saying, brother, peace to you and may the Most High bless you. If you ain't saying that, your soul gonna be thinking the opposite.
Yeah, most
I catch this nigga tripping, it's on his car. Boy, he tripped. I just hope he just act like he's stepping next to these jokes.
Hey, don't have y'all ever
busting his head to the white meat. So that's the only thought process in your mind. Look. Everywhere you go, you can't go nowhere. I hope that nigga at this movie premiere.
Look, this just the other day, man. My old landlord, man, he got under my skin so much. This man was on my mind the whole entire day, man. He took up my whole day. He literally took my day from me. And I'm looking like, man, you a priest. Why the hell is you thinking about him like that? I'm talking about he consumed my whole day.
Different ways how to harm without going to the penitentiary.
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Without going.
Should I wear gloves? How should I do it?
No, he got caught in that last episode.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do it that way. Hey, man.
How about I pausing him?
Man, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. And I had to sit back and think, like, why am I letting them take my whole day from me? And why? And this what made me start thinking about vengefulness. Like, why are we so vengeful when it ain't for us? Like, I'm ready to go, and what he did to me wasn't even worthy of what I'm trying to do, what I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying?
Make it equal.
Hey, man, we need
and that's when you, like you saying, bro, you start coming up with smooth soliloquies for evil. Yeah, two wrongs don't make a right, but it damn sure make it even. So both y'all crazy. You comfortable with both of y'all like that. So what happened when y'all meet up at Aldi's? And both grab the same thing. Oh, nigga, it's off. You
right. Hey, man.
Bad business.
All right, come on with it. We're Proverbs 26, 27.
Proverbs chapter 26, verse 27.
Hold on, man. Start at 23. Start at 23.
Yeah. No, 22.
Yeah, 22. Yeah, 22. Nah, 21.
Proverbs chapter 26, verse 20. But what? Okay. Right there. 17. Proverbs chapter 26, verse 17. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belongeth not to him. Is like one that taketh a dog by the ears.
That's problems. Grab your dog by the ears if you want to. You see that? He that passes strife and turn around, I'm finna get myself into this business. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. That's like grabbing a dog by the ears. Come on.
As a madman who casteth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man that deceiveth his neighbor, and saith, am not I in sport?
Come on.
Where no wood is, the fire goeth out. So where there is no talebearer, the strife ceases.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? So to get rid of problems and back and forth issues about everybody else's problems, don't be around the talebearer, or don't be the talebearer.
Right.
Huh? Come on.
As coals are to burning coals, and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly.
You hear that? Go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Remember in the beginning of the class, I said you had 3 brains. The belly and the gut was one of them. Huh? The belly and the gut was one of them. Scientifically proven. Look it up. That's why Dan always talk about evil people always bent over holding their stomach. What's going on? He's mentally insane. He's mentally ill. Mental, because you got 3 mentals in your body. He hold one of them. He's mentally ill. That's why a lot of people that always have stomach problems and ulcers and stuff, they be stressed out.
Yeah.
Why is my stress hurting my stomach and my heart?
That's right.
But this is my brain though. It's something that they ain't telling us. Come on.
Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hated dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not.
You see that? Because he got all this deceit from his lip. He a hater. He ain't finna speak no type of fair love to you. It's something going on. Come on.
For there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation.
Check this out, y'all.
Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein.
You see that? What did he just say? You sow, you reap. What goes up must come down. If you get that shovel and dig that wicked pit, he said you gonna fall in it. You dug yourself the grave. And that's what we do when we play with our souls. We constantly digging ourselves graves. We constantly adding fuel to the lake of fire that you gonna put yourself in when you doing these ungodly acts and breaking these commandments. Only people that's gonna be in the lake of fire is the ones that wanted to go there. And what I mean by wanted to go there, meaning they've been working towards it all their life.
Yeah.
See what you saying and what you doing is 2 totally different things. You do what you want. So if you say that you're not an adulterous man, but you sleeping with everybody woman, obviously what you saying is wrong. Because your actions are speaking for you. Because you act out what's on your mind.
That's right.
Your soul just use your body to manifest. That's it. Come on.
And he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him.
You see that? And when you roll a stone, that's like rolling a heavy stone up the hill and you get noodle legs. That stone rolling back, Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all heard that, Jack fell down and bumped his crown. That's what we do every time we sinning. We rolling up this hill and the sin getting bigger and bigger. Now we so tired from sinning, we get ran over and killed by the same hill that we can't went up. It's the same analogy. And that we got to get up out of this cycle. You know what I'm saying? Because we killing ourselves.
That's right.
Like spiritual suicide is the highest amongst Israel. Spiritual suicide is the highest amongst Israel.
That's right.
Come on.
A lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it. And a flattering mouth worketh ruin.
So what we went over though, y'all got some understanding?
Yes, sir.
So what was the moral of the story?
Get your mind right.
Straight up.
Guard your soul.
Yeah, guard your soul. There you go.
Guard your soul. Which
Yeah.
is your mind, which is your conscience. You understand? That's the root of it. You stomp wickedness out right there in your conscience or your mind or your soul, and it will never manifest out.
Yeah.
Chop it at the root though.
Yeah.
By the time it manifests in the flesh, it's already a problem.
Here we go. I'm gonna show y'all a few pictures too. So this is a few pictures. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, that's right.
We go a couple pictures up here on the board for y'all. So look, this how your body works.
Y'all listen up, listen up.
These are the 3 main components in your body. This is where all your energy come from.
That's right.
All of them. Your head, your heart, and your gut. Yeah, I put a whole poster up here. Yeah. Here go another one. These are the dendrites that go through your blood. They don't even tell us that we have actual neurotransmitters inside of our blood.
Yeah.
Even our blood think. How was blood able to cry out?
That's right.
Makes sense.
Even your blood think. This is how this is how much of a spiritual beings we really are. Your blood actually can talk. Look at this. This is crazy.
Hey, Bell's blood crazy.
Look at this. This is a electromagnetism. So it shows how it starts in your brain, your heart. Your heart is connected to your lungs. Like all of this shows, and it shows the color spectrums. So when you thinking with your brain, it shows you the color spectrum. When you thinking from your heart, when you thinking with intuition. So like you can actually go get your YAHU checked or get a sonogram of how your aura is around your body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of this plays a part into each other. I'm gonna break them all down when I do the presentation.
Yeah, that's why anybody that try to cheat and get it unused LSD, they always see multiple colors.
Yeah, they go, yeah.
You see all the colors of the rainbow because they done cheated and got in there.
Yeah, that's that DMT. They activate the DMT in their brain.
Yeah, everybody, all them iPhone inventors and atom bomb, all of them say they all took tabs of LSD to open that supernatural up, to get ahead of the game, so to speak, and see down the road a little bit. Everyone, Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, his wife was a medium. So all of them is feeding and channeling that energy into the mental, the subconscious, and they get ahead of the game. They'll take LSD or they'll take something that boom, kickstart that pineal gland, like if lightning. Somebody gets struck by lightning or whether lightning hit around, like say, then they become genius. But they turned on that supernatural, and if they have no biblical foundation,
they gone.
Nothing in them, then that side, as smart as they're on this, they're gonna be doubly smart in the wicked.
Check this out, y'all.
Work on both sides of it.
This your brain and your heart. These are photons. This is actually electricity inside of your brain and your heart. Where's the most electricity at? Look, in their heart.
That's why I guess they put the thumpers on there, huh?
Electromagnetic.
Yeah, they don't put the thumpers up here,
no,
dude.
it goes on your heart. It's called an EKG.
Yeah.
Huh? See how connected it is? So then when you really start getting the description, he do say heart, but it means mind. It's like, did he put that in the perspective to show that they both one? You know what I'm saying?
But in the mind, you can see it, it's still like the home.
Yeah, it's still like that, because they the same thing, just like the stomach. They look just alike, and these are neurons firing off, what they call electrons. What come from this word electricity. You know what I'm saying?
Electromagnetic.
Electromagnetic.
Relation between electricity and magnet.
Yep, because they the same, because electric cannot work without a magnet. Can't even work.
Exactly.
So this is showing the brain and the intellect, the heart and the intellect, and the sexual organs, how it all makes the number 8 affinity. It all goes, it starts and it never stops. It's a continual highway. What goes up must come down. What goes up must come down. All this is scientifically proven, y'all, and biblically proven. That's again, your heart sending out photon waves and sending out magnetic waves.
That scripture say we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like all the knowledge comes from a black man's body. They wouldn't know nothing without going inside of us. Nothing. They wouldn't know nothing about the heavens without going inside of us, because everything that's made in the heavens is made inside of you. They ain't never been to heaven, but they done cracked open a Negro skull though. They ain't never been in heaven. Nobody's been to the moon. They done been inside your brain though. Where you think all this information coming from? You want to go to you want to go to heaven? Go inside of a black man's body.
You have all the blood banks and the plasma.
Yeah, the plasma center.
And all that.
Yeah, that's what
they covenant, huh?
Yeah, they covenant. That's what the plasma is. Now check this out. This is a smallest illustration, but it's funny though. You know what I'm saying? Cause and effect. The domino effect. You push down one, all of them fall. And guess where he's sitting at?
Right in the end.
So when it fall, he gonna kill himself.
Right.
This what happens to you when you sin with your soul. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all heard that? When you sin with your soul, in the end, you're killing yourself.
You're killing yourself.
Stick yourself, Tony.
Right. Stick yourself.
Stick yourself.
And this just showing the localized magnetic field that's in your brain and the patternized electro field. When you put them together, it makes electromagnetic. So when these two come together, it activate the rest of your brains in your body. Yeah. And I know y'all don't like the word chakras, but it exists. Yeah. It exists. It's all throughout your Bible. You know what I'm saying? So once we line this stuff up, then we can actually promote and activate the God that's what's in us, and it's all lies in our DNA. But we strap down to our DNA because we sin so much. We literally strapped inside of our bodies. We can't do nothing magnificent like our forefathers did because we constantly sin.
That's the change.
Yeah. I had to feel from that.
Look, why wouldn't it affect you? You are made of electricity. Any type of impulse go out affects you. Why you think they give you a microwave? Oh, we gonna give Negro. Look, you know white people don't have microwaves in their house, but why all Negroes do? Huh?
Want that quick fix.
They want that quick fix. And you know what coming from that? Half of heart cancer disease amongst the black community is because of the microwave. Wow. Radiation. Because you have microwaves inside of your body.
I want Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, that's everything, y'all.
What you call it, the microwave
phone,
generation?
They tell you now, don't keep them close to your hip. You know,
Your lab
this everything.
These are
lab kill your sperm.
Yeah, then these are the laptop kill your sperm, and this give you brain cancer. Look at the association between cell phones and brain cancer.
Yeah.
Blow your mind. Blow your mind.
But are we gonna put them down?
Nope.
No way. No way. Cause you be talking to somebody, yeah, dog, like that. Man, where my phone at? Oh, I'm talking on you.
Hey,
I'm losing.
I hear you, but dog.
I'm losing it. This thing has got me going.
And like you said,
you talking on it and feeling for it. Cause your pouch, if you like, I done lost my damn
What you say a couple weeks ago, Dad? Or you be on your way to work, you only got one strike left. You get all the way to your job, can't find your phone. You start gambling. Well, you go all the way back to
job anyway.
with your phone. This what
it's looking for.
This what I showed y'all at first, y'all. It's the electromagnetic field that's around your body. Even though that you can't see it with the naked eye, your spiritual eye can see it if you wake it up. You can see this around people. It's a lot of people that can see auras on people.
Right.
They not lying when they say they can see auras. They actually see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but if you go to the doctor, you can actually get you a photograph of them showing you this around you.
Absolutely.
This actually exists. You know what I'm saying? This is what I drew on the board for y'all. This is what I drew on the board for y'all. It's the same thing. Yeah. It's the magnetic field, B, and then it's the wavelength that's in the middle. They call it the actual spectrum or the coil, and then you have the electric field. And that makes together, they call them the serpents. And it's supposed to go up and down the tree of knowledge, good and evil. That's why anytime you get into like Satanism, that people that's in tune and touch with Satan, they always use these symbols from wickedness, but these symbols come from inside of our bodies.
That's right.
So who's the driver?
Yep, who's the driver? That's all I show. The rest of my I say for the presentation. So that's the class. Y'all got some understand?
Yeah. So is it safe to say that because of the thymus that's in our chest?
What you know about the thymus?
There be news or better us when people are taking a kidney transplant or anything like that, because in that video I was telling you about, the guy was saying that the tree of knowledge,
yeah, the tree of knowledge, good and evil. Yeah, that's your nervous system.
is in us.
Yeah.
He thinks, he didn't say it was, he thinks it is the thymus.
Yeah, no, it starts with the thymus, but it's your nervous system. That's what they call the tree of knowledge, good and evil, your nervous system. Then the tree of life will be your pineal gland. It actually shaped, like if you get into what's on there, it's shaped like a tree. Or the placenta that come out of a woman. It got trees on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of this, everything, we have to realize, same thing I said about the three concept, the Bible is the same thing. It speaks allegories, it actually speaks actuality, and then it speaks what they call an illusion. So it's the same exact thing though, but you can touch on it on a physical, spiritual, or a scientific way. So whenever anything that's in the heavens is in your body, anything that's in your body is in nature. Anything that's in nature is in everything. Remember, there's no you, there's no I, it's only us. We connected with everything. So you can find the same things in the heavens inside your mind. You can find the same thing that's inside your brain. We have to remember that the brain, the body, the inner working of your body is nothing but an extension of your mind. So anything I can find in your brain, I can find inside of your body. So just like you got a vault here, you have a vault here. Just like you got lips here, you got lips there.
Yeah.
We can keep going all day.
Right.
As above, so below.
That's right. And that aura around you is the same as the rainbow around the throne, around the head of everything. So you will have that aura around you, you know, and just like you can see somebody, it's like he got a dark spirit and you feel cold come behind that. You know, I felt a chill when he walked by and he looking evil, got dark eyes. You're like, I better watch him. You know, he has a dark spirit on him. So, like manner, you got to use this, but no matter if you get a heart transplant, liver transplant, you ain't going to get no brain transplant. They ain't going to never do them. So the brain is what filters all the information to them other two hearts, is what he's saying. So if somebody get a heart transplant, this brain still kicks back in to make sure that it continues on with how it was scheduled to be. Yeah. You know, because another organ, we don't want you to think that another organ can change the individual into somebody else. they would have been wiped us out then. But if they able to take your brain out of your head and put it in somebody else's head, we at a different realm now. Now we got a whole new issue we got to deal with.
You ain't see that article? Where they was talking about the first head?
Yeah, the boy backed out of it though. He like, okay. No.
Yeah, because who gonna get their head cut off about
because there's only one shot.
He was loving that life too much.
Either you gonna wake up at the resurrection or you be looking around on somebody else's body.
Y'all get some understanding though?
Yeah.